Yo. In the days of old, 5 elements were known. MCing, DJing, graffiti had grown. B-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game. But a 6th emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The 6th element, where 2 worlds transcend. To the 6th element show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu, guiding the way. Bringing you the culture every day. To the 6th element show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
What it do, Reno and Stu. Raw Talk in the building too.
Blah, what up?
Corey Adger.
Corey Adger.
What up?
Raw Talk.
Just a disclaimer. My computer is on some bullshit. So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to try to stick on as long as I can, man.
Bet. It's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Woody, Cash, yeah.
What's good?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, man, we've all seen the Wonder Man show.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man. I think it was pretty dope. In fact, I think it was the best Marvel show yet.
Yeah.
And I'll say that. Like I will fucking say that. I will say this is the best Marvel show I think that they've done yet. And I like listen, it's not the best superhero show. Like it's not a big action movie or anything like that. But honestly, bro, I felt like this show didn't even need the MCU. It's that good by itself. It could have been on HBO Max. Like it's just a good show.
Yeah.
There's it's based on this character here, Wonder Man. But honestly, bro, we're gonna get into it because I have questions. That shit came out already. Yeah, bro, that shit is out right now, bro.
Last night,
yeah.
I called
G.I. Joe Stealth Fighter.
Stealth Fighter. Oh, you talking about
stuff with the X-19? Was it X-19 or something like that? Was the X-19 that
the
Stealth Fighter?
Raven?
It was like a funny shaped triangle fighter. I remember that joint. I had that joint when I was a kid. I traded one of my boys for it.
You mean with the pilot Ghost Rider? Because that's the one. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah,
I have that.
Raw Talk. I ain't gonna lie. I used to love that motherfucker. I thought that was one of the best. It came out. I think it was like the third plane they had. Or something like that.
Nah, that was like in the 90s or some shit.
But yeah, I had that joint, man. I traded one of my boys for that, and I was in love with that fighter, man.
I must have been an Action Force fighter, so.
Nah, it was like I don't know. It came out late, like later on.
The X-19.
The X-19, yeah, it was the X-19. It was dope. I thought it was dope.
But they had some other that was bona fide stealth fighters that we know that are modern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man. Let's get to this Wonder Man, though.
You are the father.
You are the father. Reno, you are
all right.
the father.
Maury Adger. Maury Povich.
Shit. Let's get to Wonder Man. I watched it.
No, yeah.
I think Wonder Man is so different and it's unique to anything Marvel has done. It doesn't use the formula at all that we expect in big hero movies like costume villains or even expensive CGI. This is a very grounded story. It's about a struggling actor who is waiting for his big break. He has superpowers, but he has no desire to use them, just like all mutants or most mutants in the Marvel universe.
Whoa!
So that's in their beginnings. But when they evolve, they usually don't mind using their powers and they're not ashamed of it, like he is now.
So we're deciding that he's a mutant off top. That's it.
Well, I'm getting to it. The show isn't about a superhero at all. It's about an old guy trying to live his life in the world of superheroes and superpowers and finding his humanity connection. Now, that leads me to episode 4. Now, that's a self-contained story that is very emotional and gripping. Also takes you back to something that was said in episode, I think it was 1 or 2, where he
Doorman.
went to do the audition, and the guy asked him, did he have superpowers? And he said, no, I don't. And he said, because if you do, there's a disclaimer. And he told him, I don't think anybody picked up on that.
The Doorman.
So,
yeah, the Doorman.
But this is before the Doorman. This is in episode 1 or 2. Remember when he went to do the But he went to the audition for Wonder Man, and the guy, remember the guy asked him, do you have superpowers? He said,
but
no.
he did mention the Doorman clause in it.
Right. Now, then we go forward to the Doorman. The Doorman does his thing, and then the Doorman actually got an initiative that was activated by the U.S. government about having superpowers, because they lost the dude inside us, but they don't know where the dude is. They don't know where the guy is. And we also, I don't think anybody noticed that on the garbage can, when he was taking out the trash, it said Roxxon. Roxxon is.
Yep.
Roxxon is. And only because when I saw it, I was like, yeah, Roxxon. I was like, wait a minute. I said, ain't that one of Tony Stark's enemies? Like, he used to fight Roxxon all the time in the comics.
Yeah.
So Roxxon is a company that does very, very
devious shit.
Devious shit, yeah. On a corporate level that they just don't care. They don't care about the waste. They don't care what comes from it. They don't care if you get superpowers from it or not. All they know is they ain't to blame. So, and they have the money and the power to do so.
And they also blame the DareDevil's powers too.
Daredevil. Don't forget what's his name? Jessica Jones. Her powers came from that. And so did what's his name? The one Luke Cage. Luke Cage got his powers from there. Also, they experiment on him when he's in jail. Yeah. But that show goes to show you, going back to Wonder Man, he wants his 15 minutes of fame, but never got it. And then look how easily Doorman got his 15 minutes of fame. But Wonder Man doesn't want to use his power. And I think by some of the stuff that was said in the episode at the birthday party with his mom, when he smashed the island, and the brother's like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Like, they know he has some type of powers. They just learn to live with it and they acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. So that right there shows you that his family knows and he knows, but he's trying not to use it or just ignore it. He's trying to ignore it because he wants to be normal. Like all mutants, they just want to be normal.
Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't even call him a mutant yet because they never showed how he acquired his powers or what how did he get it? Like, was it through puberty and stuff like that? I mean, I'm not going off the comic books and stuff like that. I'm going off the sheer story that we're being presented with now.
Yo, I gotta say what's up to Corey Adger, man. Shout out to Corey, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Always. Well, Raw Talk, I think I can answer your question. Well, we know he had him since he was a little boy because of the fire. And they talked about him being and
Raw Talk, you did just answer vulnerability.
Yes, vulnerability.
No. You answered your question. They didn't show how he got his powers.
They did.
That's your answer. No. That's your answer. No. Yeah, true. But that your answer of if he's a mutant is that because if this was any other show, if he wasn't a mutant, they would have told his origin story. They would have told how he gets his powers, and there would have been something to that effect. The fact that they didn't show it, but he's right around puberty age when it happens to him. That's what we know from every mutant story. They're sitting there. No one knows. They don't know they're mutants. They're sitting there during sometime during puberty. Their powers manifest. Sometimes they kill people. Sometimes they turn the world inside out. Whatever the fuck happens, because they don't know they had powers and they don't control it. And that's exactly what happens to him. So that is he has a mutant origin. That is a mutant origin. Like that's a mutant origin story. His age, it just happens to him. No one was around. Like it's a mutant origin, 100%. But then again, you look at it. All right, his father died. How was his father a mutant or anything? We don't know because him and his father not relevant. Your parents don't have to be mutants. Yeah, I understand, but him and his father was close, so something triggered his trauma in order to manifest whatever powers, or something had happened to him to give him powers. It's still unknown. They would have shown it, but they would have shown it. But they don't have to. They don't have to show it right away because remember, we through this whole series, there was a series of flashbacks Right, but this isn't a series that is like a continuing show. It's a Marvel series, so it's a one and done. It's one season and done. So this is the whole introduction to this character. It's his origin show. That's what the show is for. I really doubt they would have his whole origin show and not tell his origin story in it. Because the point of this is so that when the next Marvel phase comes out and they're assembling the new Mutant team, and it's full of character, because sadly, bro, the Mutant team is not gonna be fucking Cyclops, Rogue, Beast, Wolverine, Iceman. It's not gonna be the usual suspects. It's gonna be Kamala Khan, this guy, Simon, Wonder Man. It's gonna be made up of Marvel mutants that they've invented for the MCU. They might throw in a Storm, right here and there. They'll have a couple of the mutants we know, but I'm telling you, bro, this MCU mutant team is not going to be the mutant team.
I don't know. I think they have to learn.
Made up of MCU mutants.
I don't think they do that, because it kind of destroys what people been waiting for.
Good looking out, Slade.
Word, Slade. Respect. Word up. It kind of throws away that imagery that people want to see. They want to see how MCU's version of the X-Men comes out. They want to see that, and they know people want to see that.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would say, "Oh yeah, these are the new X-Men or the new mutants or what have you," without first introducing the ones we truly already know and love, because that would backfire on them.
Well, this is their. I mean, that's a great opinion, and that's true. But this is their strategy, because this whole Fox X-Men thing in the Avengers movies, that's to give us, and sadly, bro, and this is a fucking terrible fucking fact, but that's our X-Men. That's giving us the X-Men we know. The MCU is going to have an X-Men team too. It's not going to be those characters. There might be some of those characters like Storm. I'm sure Storm's going to be there. Black female. They're not. Storm's going to be there. But like, Cyclops is going to die, and like Wolverine's old and he died, and like it's going to be X-23. It's going to be Riri Williams. It's going to be Simon. It's going to be Wonder Man. It's going to be, and then Storm and maybe someone else to make it. But like, they're introducing their mutants. They introduced Kamala Khan. That's an introduction to a mutant. Why did they take an inhuman character, kill her? Like, Feige literally goes to the writer in the comics and says, kill her and make her a mutant because we're doing it in the MCU. They make her a mutant for the MCU. They go through this big rigmarole of making her a mutant. That's it. There's your introduction. We know X-23 is the new Wolverine. We already know that. That's in the comics, right? And now you have Wonder Man, they're giving you his origin. Any mutant's origin is just that. About that age, a power manifests, a big accident happens, and then they deal with it. And then they learn that they have powers. They keep it secret. Because remember, this whole thing is about the mutants have been keeping their mutant abilities, or the fact that they're mutants, a secret this whole time. The Professor X of the MCU, I'm thinking, is going to come gather them together and be like, you don't have to hide anymore. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the fucking mansion. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then we begin the X-Men school and all that. It'd be beautiful. Yeah, I think Riri got cut out the MCU. Riri got cut out. I'm pretty sure she's not gonna make it. They didn't like her as a person.
Nobody liked her. Nobody liked her character. It's not even her. It's just nobody liked her character. It didn't resonate well.
They didn't like her as a person. They didn't like the actress on the set. She was an asshole. Everyone hated
behind the scenes, yeah. But on the screen, nobody liked her either. So that was like a double whammy.
The show was ass. Yeah, the show was ass. But
nobody cared about Riri. They tried, and it just what it was.
Riri Williams was cool. It's just that the way they did the movie sucked.
Yeah, and you're right. But to stay on topic of Wonder Man, if they don't explain him as being a mutant, then when we saw episode 4 and we saw Roxxon, maybe as a child, he got into some Roxxon stuff, and that's how he got his powers. We don't know. But that would be my guess. My guess would be Roxxon will have something.
Let's make it interesting.
Because Baron Zemo and the Enchantress and shit like that. Baron Zemo gave him a serum to give him his ionic powers.
Yeah. All right, we make it interesting right now. Here we go on live on the show. Let's all bet $5. I bet $5 that he's a mutant.
All right.
Who wants to take that bet?
All right, I'm gonna have to pay you in Joe's.
Bet. I'll take that.
I think he is a mutant. I think he is a mutant. I just think because I always go back to what Kevin Feige said. The mutants have always been there. We just haven't been paying attention to them.
They've been in secret, and his whole thing was he's been in secret because of it's illegal. Like, or rather, the whole thing with the Doorman is he fucking killed somebody on a movie set, and he had powers, and so now the insurance for an actor that has powers is so through the roof that no studio will touch it. So as they find out an actor has powers, they're not hiring you because we can't have you on set. It's a liability. That's it. That's the only reason. And he wants to be an actor so bad, so he can't let it come out, even if it. Publicly, that's why when the dude hit him with the GoPro and caught him beating up somebody, they had to run and catch him because even if that shit came out on YouTube and they just seen this guy has powers, and next interview he goes to or next audition, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be like, oh, you got powers. We can't.
I still think he acquired powers when he was younger somehow through some accident.
Okay.
You know, I don't think this is a one and done show because
it would be the first time. It would be the first series that has him, man.
Yeah, that ending was crazy. You know what I'm saying? What happens with the
You know what? You know what about that ending, bro? I'm glad you brought that up. That's what solidified that he's a mutant. And you know what? I honestly don't think he's gonna be a mutant named Wonder Man. And just hear me now. What if this is Cannonball?
Either Cannonball, it could be.
Look how it ended. The last scene you saw. That's fucking Cannonball's power. 100%. That's Cannonball.
Wonder Man could do the same thing though.
Yeah, that's true. And remember, remember Wonder Man's got
Wonder Man's powers are like Cannonball's powers.
He uses ionic power to do anything. He can protect himself through the sky by ionic blast. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, I mean, the way it ended is like, yo, I want to see more. You know what I'm saying? It made you want to see more because you want to see his relationship with the so-called Mandarin. You know what I'm saying? Which was wild. That was
who's also a
solid show of real acting skills and chops, and it brought you through some things like on some level you never seen a Marvel show. Was it wasn't like surface level. It was kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? The family roots and stuff like that. His attachment to family. His attachment to the art of storytelling and stuff like that, which I think is a dig at us, the viewers. We will always nag Marvel about y'all need better stories, y'all need better writers. That's all it would take for the story. And that's what they threw in our faces because what it was, he was changing first. His first thing when he was on a set. He started changing everything and going into backstories, and the director and the showrunner didn't want to hear it, so they fired him. See what I'm saying? So I'm seeing all types of wild angles they're throwing at the viewer. Like, this is what happens on the real set when we do this.
Yeah.
So when you guys complain about why isn't the story the way the it should be, it's because of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they went like they don't want to get too deep because they feel that audiences will be bored and you have these people. Yeah, so but they made fun of that and then they turned around and gave us real substance, real characters, and real story in this show. So yeah, it's great. But
he was a geek. Let's say he was a geek for the movies and the arts and the acting. He was a straight up geek. That's all he loved. Really, because everybody around him was a second thought. He was only on that. And I believe he acquired that type of mentality because his father said, look, I see this in you. You're a great actor. I see it in you. You were born for this. And you got talent. He stuck that in his mind, and that's all he's on. He's on that level. Period.
Yeah. So, the one and back to the powers thing, man. Like, the other reason that I believe that this is an MCU made mutant is because, like Kamala Khan in the comics, they're not a mutant, but like Kamala Khan, like Kamala Khan, they completely changed the origin.
Yeah,
Wonder Man has an origin. Wonder Man's origin, he's a grown man, and Baron Zemo does some laboratory shit to him and makes him, a super guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they have Wonder Man be a little kid around puberty? An accident happens, powers manifest. No one know, you know what I'm saying? It's a mutant story 101. Like, I read a lot of mutant comics. Every fucking mutant origin, I swear to God, they're a little kid and the fucking house explodes, and then they figure out they're a mutant.
And that's why I said, that's why I said what I said earlier. Like, and then every mutant also tries to hide their powers. They're ashamed of their powers. And they really don't want to acknowledge the fact that they have them, but they do. Until something happens catastrophic that they have to use it. They use it, and they're kind of ashamed that, I mean, they did good, but they're kind of ashamed at the same time because they don't know the outcome of what people are going to think. So that leaves the Doorman. Yeah. Remember Doorman was looking at the social media posts. He was like, I'm tired of Ding Dong. I'm tired of da-da-da-da-da-da. He saved the whole group of people from a fire. But at the same time, when it goes wrong or when it goes bad, in all mutant stories, like Reno said, people start throwing sticks and stones at the mutants, like physical stuff. Oh, you freak. Oh, you gotta get out of here. Doesn't matter how much good you did. And that's what the backlash they all don't want to face. They all don't want to face the fact that if something goes wrong, they'll be to blame for it, even though they try to do good.
Mm-hmm.
Mutant, like okay, in the world,
Spot. He has the same type, almost the same power as the Spot. The polka dot
Doorman.
And speaking of that, remember when he did the movie? That was when he did the movie. That mask that he had on, that's what the Doorman looks like in the comics, with the big white eyes, the black mask. So that paid homage to the Doorman in the comics and the costume. Like, we've been asking for accurate costumes from the comics, right there. That's the accurate. That's what he looks like in the comics.
Yeah.
And we've been asking for that.
He's on our thumbnail, and he's right there under my picture right there. You see?
Yeah. That's what he looks like. Yeah.
That's him right there. So that's Wonder Man. That's Doorman.
I think we're gonna get a season 2. I mean, The Werewolf by Night is another great show.
Werewolf
by Night was an hour and a half special presentation.
It was one shot.
By Night blew me away.
Yeah,
and it gave me that feeling too. It gave me that feeling too.
Yeah, no, that was up there on this level too. That was on this level too. That but the difference being, I mean, it'd be great if they made it a recurring series and everything, but Marvel just hasn't done that yet, and I don't think that it's in there like the way they're playing, like how they don't want to have like running series. They're using the series as introductions so they don't have to make movies about these characters. Because remember, we don't want to see origin fucking movies anymore. So they'll put it in a series and make it interesting.
They're boring,
and then give us a movie right in the action where we already know the character. That's why they're setting it up like this, so that when we next see him, he's already been kicking ass for a while.
Yeah, but if they're doing it like that, why they leave it open ended like that, man? Because you don't.
No, that's why, because it's gonna lead into the movies. Not these series they don't end with the series, they continue in the movies.
Yeah, but the relationship between him and the Mandarin guy. That's like a buddy cop show type deal.
So,
in a sense,
so we might see them together in the movies. Yeah, like when we see him in the movie, they'll probably be together because they are a team now. They're a fucking team.
But here we go. If we go movie wise, there's so much movie screen time for these heroes.
Yeah.
So I don't think they can flesh out their relationship in total in the movies. That's why I'm saying it may be an ongoing series.
Well, in the I mean that'd be crazy. I haven't heard anything like that. I would love that, but I don't know. We just I mean even with Moon Knight and had a cliffhanger ending and then it never went anywhere.
They never went, because it did, like you said, it just showed his origin story. It showed a little bit, and the next time we see him, it's going to be on the big screen, and it'll be more exciting.
And now that I think about it, even Secret Wars, like all these shows end with big cliffhangers. Think about all these shows; they've ended with a big ass cliffhanger. The way Secret Wars ended, I think, was like that. Moon Knight, obviously. I I can't think because like I haven't really been heavy into these shows a lot.
Did it end on the cliffhanger, or did it end where it was lackluster and people didn't want to see any more of it? So Marvel said, "Let's pull the plug because the viewership is screaming that this shit is trash or they didn't like it. So we're gonna scrap that and move on."
Well, like I said, they've never had plans to do a multiple series show. They just don't do it. That's not part of their program. Like that's not their format. If they do it, like I said, man, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not. Have you heard that? Because I haven't heard nothing like that.
No, I'm just going based off of what I've seen.
How it ended.
Yeah, how it ended. And if you're a writer and you're like, yo, you want to see the development of these two strong characters, especially the Mandarin, because he's the linchpin in the whole thing. Because it started with and it's like he risked his Hollywood career and everything for this guy who also I'm saying the Mandarin risked himself, but Wonder Man risked himself as well for the sake, you know what I'm saying? So they got each other's back like crazy. It's like, wow. Because Wonder Man could have kept on doing movies and living his life. But this guy took a fall for his self to cover his ass. So he's like, yo, I'm gonna help my man out. Yo, I can't leave him hanging. F all that. No matter what.
Well, y'all, we got a special special guest joining us right now. Hold on. We gotta say what's up.
Hi guys.
Hey,
my lighting is so terrible. Hi guys.
What up? Shout out, what up?
It's been too long. How you been?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
What's going on?
Did you catch the Wonder Man show?
We know you watch Wonder Man.
Did you catch the show, the Wonder Man show?
No, but I've heard
yes, very
great
good
things.
Yeah, very good things.
And I actually, for once today. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I actually want to watch it. So I don't care if it's, I know spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard great things, so I actually really want to watch it. Not at all surprised that it ended on probably a cliffhanger, and we're probably not going to get a follow up.
Yeah, thank you, Fatty. You just set an argument for us. But going on to the Mandarin, I think Mandarin is his support character. That's the person that's going to motivate him to do the right thing with his powers. That's just what it is. Yeah, that's a sidekick. Yeah, that's his. Yeah, that's what he needs emotionally. Yeah. Someone to root him on.
Within the world of Marvel Comics, Simon Williams is about as high profile as you can get. He inherits a munitions factory from his rich industrialist father, puts on green and red tights to become Wonder Man and battle the Avengers. He later becomes one of the Avengers, but he fully embraces the attention that the Avengers gives him. Right, he's like Johnny Cage, right? He and regularly appearing on late night television, like David Letterman. Eventually becoming a Hollywood stuntman in the comics, and all while showing off his Wonder Man powers. Simon Williams of the MCU is the exact polar opposite. Over the 8 episodes of the Disney Plus Wonder Man series, he has kept his powers a secret, just like the mutants have been in the MCU. It's not just that using his powers would violate the Doorman clause that prevents super people from acting in major productions, but it's that he's being hunted by Agent Cleary and the Department of Damage Control. They are really hunting anybody that has powers that isn't, registered, isn't one of theirs, and may not have, been gone public about it. Hence, these are the guys that are going to be hunting the mutants. So the difference between the two takes may be more than just these creative liberties that they're doing for the movies. It may be the perfect way to bring the X-Men property to the MCU. Like you had Jack Kirby and Stan Lee debuted X-Men in 1963. All right, they were just another set of costumed heroes at the time. They didn't do well at first. It didn't blow up until he brought the X-Men giant size X-Men #1 when they brought in Storm and Wolverine and all the mutants all over. But with Wonder Man, even that fourth episode, Doorman, changes the character from a mutant born with teleporting abilities to someone who gets them from interacting with this weird goop. Because Doorman was a mutant in the comics. So it shows what can happen when a random person has powers they don't understand. That's kind of why they illustrated that, and illustrated that the government's interest in those type of superpowered people, like in the X-Men comics. And so while someone like Valentina DeFontaine can use her intelligence resources to, use super people to her own ends, Damage Control basically functions like the Department of Homeland Security in the MCU, sees them as a threat. And they'd rather hunt down these potential dangers and lock them away in super prisons, so they just don't have to worry about any bullshit happening. So a lot of Wonder Man shows how people, live in this reality. And so in this sort of mutant, very X-Men-esque society in that way. And so Simon's superpowers have nothing to do with his acting abilities or his day-to-day relationships. I thought that he was like Wonder Man in the comics, gonna be using his powers as an actor in the movies. It was gonna be super fucking corny. I had no intentions of watching the show, y'all. Like, I didn't care about it. I was gonna watch it for this show, but I wasn't like planning to like this show. But I fucking am an X-Men fanatic, and I'm watching the show the whole time going, mutant, X-Men. Like, I'm seeing all the fucking signs. And, although, you might get the sense that maybe even, the event, there's an event that gave him powers, or some sort of accident that occurred when he was a child led to his father's death, and, tensions with his older brother. But the show doesn't spend time on that part. Instead, the series is about how Simon lives every day terrified that someone is going to learn about his powers. And when they do, of course, he'll lose his job at best and be thrown in prison at worst. But the show, I think, does a good job of showing how someone with powers can be demonized, like in the X-Men. Even while the Steve Rogers musical is on Broadway, like, superheroes are like all the rage, but still they're not, like, if you're not one of the Avengers, like, they don't want you to be out there. You're considered a threat. And so that's an X-Men society. And so the depiction of Simon's struggles makes us believe that Damage Control would go searching for, like, say, a guy who shoots concussive blasts from his eyes, or a girl who can move things with her mind, or, they find out, these stories of kids with powers, and then that's who they sort of hunt. And it's straight out of the fucking X-Men comics. So speaking of that, I don't think it's an accident that the co-creator of Wonder Man, Destin Daniel Cretton, who's the man directing, is also the man directing Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, because we know Brand New Day is going to see Spidey teaming up with Punisher, possibly against the Hulk. But we also know it's going to involve Agent Cleary and Damage Control, right? Looking for Sadie Sink's character. I think Sadie Sink really is going to be one of these mutants, like, but rumors have ranged anywhere from Frank Castle's acolyte, Rachel Cole, to Firestar, right? Or, which is a mutant, to Jean Grey, which is a mutant. So there's a lot of mutant possibilities she could be, or the Wasp goddess Sathra. Like, people are going all over the place. But if Sadie Sink is indeed playing Jean Grey of the X-Men, then we understand why Damage Control would be looking for her, and it would be the perfect fucking way to really bring the X-Men in. And I love this Wonder Man character so much. I'm not even mad that he's not one of the main X-Men characters. So Marvel has a big task, like you said, Raw Talk. It's gonna, go back on them if they try to make a mutant movie and it's not the X-Men that we know from the comics and shit. But unless they endear us to these characters before this happens, that's why we're getting these shows and these movies and these and things with these characters, is to make us already like the character, so that when they do an X-Men movie, it's like, oh, that's Jean Grey from the Spider-Man, and that's Cannonball from Wonder Man, or whatever, or Wonder Man, or whatever.
Is my devil advocate rebuttal? Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts. Okay. These characters were spread out through series, through other movies. Mm-hmm. Do we like them? Do we care for them? No.
Well, I'm not saying that Marvel does a good job with it all the time.
Yeah.
That's their intention. I'm just saying that's what they're trying to do. I'm not saying they succeeded,
Because at the end of the Thunderbolts, when they say they're the new Avengers, I'm like,
yeah,
that was ridiculous.
This is foul. Yeah. I'm like, yo,
listen, bro, I'm the mutant guy. Like I love X-Men more than anything else in comics, right? So I'm the first one to be pissed about them doing an X-Men movie without my X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that they're doing my X-Men, but they're bringing the Fox actors, that's really annoying. Like, I really wanted to see an MCU version of the X-Men characters that I grew up with, with the budget and everything behind the MCU. But I really wanted that pre-Endgame. After Endgame and the movies, the flops and the crap they started doing, I was like, whoever's in charge now, I don't want them touching the X-Men. Let's just wait. And gladly, they have. I think Marvel is slowly, very slowly, in little tiny baby steps, they're starting to learn about their mistakes and it's trying to do a little course correction. And it's showing because I'm starting to like the shit they're doing, which I haven't liked anything they've done in so long. That's why it's exciting, because I've really struggled to like the shit that they've been putting out. This is one of the first things I've really dug. Like, I really like this show. And I don't think it even needs the fucking MCU. Like, this show could be on HBO. It's just a good show.
Standalone thing, just like everything is going into the MCU now, so they want to converge put everything together, but
right,
they didn't have to have Daredevil in the universe. They didn't have to have Punk. They could have been in their own separate universes.
They were at one point.
They were. But they were with the explanation of one day they're going to join the main MCU. Like that was the whole deal with the Netflix thing. Same thing with the Fox thing. So the reason why we have the Fox characters is because they were under contract. That when they did the merger, they would still keep their contracts because Fox planned on making more movies with these actors. So they still have jobs. It was like a corporate takeover, but we still got jobs. So instead of them losing their jobs to new actors, like Reno said, they didn't lose their jobs, but they still did the merger. I don't know how many movies they got left, but I know they owe them at least one on-screen appearance in the main MCU. So they're going to get that. Do we like it? No. Do we want it? No. Did we ask for it? Absolutely not. But you got to remember, these are still people's jobs. Like Wonder Man showed us. And that could be Marvel's, kind of like protest of actors keeping their job, watching the Wonder Man thing. But he's an actor. He's trying to get, just showing us the backstages of what we don't know about acting and the politics about it. So those are the politics. Those guys got to keep their jobs. They signed a contract. They got paid. They're promised to do movies. These movies have budgets. It's what we got. So we're going to see what they do with it.
Please just let Doomsday be the last thing that we ever see from the Fox characters. That's all I want. I think
you might get it. You might, Sada, you might get it. Yeah, you might get it. Sada, you might get it. Yeah, you might get it. I'm being dead up. You might just get it, and you might have just said something that's true.
The only possibility is there'll be one of them that sticks around to be the mentor of the new ones, but that's
Hugh Jackman, if anything, or Ryan Reynolds, one of those two.
I believe it'll be Storm, because remember, she takes over the leadership of the X-Men.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking Storm is going to be the leader of this next X-Men crew, because she is a leader in the comics, and
I love that. I thought we were speaking on like the Fox person,
and it is the MCU.
Yes,
and it is
Fox
the MCU.
Yeah, but
not anymore.
Like Halle Berry or like.
Yeah, I would not want that. If it's going to be Storm, I think we can get a new person and have her be the mentor. I think it's time.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the girl that played Wicked, they were talking about her being Storm. I don't want that. I'm not happy about that.
My vote is for Anna Diop, who played Starfire in the Titan show.
Yes.
I think she'd be amazing as Storm.
Excellent. She would be the perfect.
I would love her, Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, that's interesting, side. That's very, very interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into the episode 4.
Yeah,
episode 4 of this show. It was a standalone type of show. Like it was its own little mini show, like or mini little movie in the show. It had nothing to do with the main story really, but it was kind of like a backstory. But it was basically a doorman, a literal doorman at one of the LA biggest nightclubs in LA. And he's really good at what he does, and he even makes a friend out of a Hollywood actor, A-lister Josh Gad, who is an actor he frequently, gives, special treatment to in the club. So DeMar is content with, his lot in life. Basically, he's happy to be a doorman. He's not trying to aspire to be anything. He's cool. Just chilling and being a doorman and hanging out in the club. And so he's taking out the trash one night and he comes across a Roxxon dumpster with a strange black liquid goo oozing out of the bottom of it. And of course, why not? You're gonna touch it, right? So he reaches his hand in and vanishes, and he finds himself trapped in a liminal space that's like full of just
dimensional doors
space, and then these doors just start coming down.
Those are dimensional doors right there. That's his power.
That's what we're calling them, dimensional doors.
That's what they are, dimensional doors. That's what they are.
I like it.
I wonder what your old boy went through when he went in his body.
Know what I'm saying? Like that's the crazy thing that we're gonna figure out. But so he wakes up at home. After this happens, he freaks out all the doors. He wakes up at home and discovers that he can now transport objects and people, his dog, through his body. And when a fire breaks out at the club, the exit's blocked, and he gets everyone out safely by encouraging them to walk through him. And before they emerge through a door he's created on the other side, hence the name Doorman. So Josh Gad is one of the people that he saves, the famous actor in the movie. And so he eventually agrees to become his right-hand man and his personal bodyguard. And so, of course, eventually, he suggests that Doorman join him in this new heist movie called Cash Grab. And he's wearing the accurate, the iconic Doorman costume coming out of the bank. Looking like, well, that's the original costume right there, but that's how he looks in the movie. Pops out of the vault like that. But so in the movie, he comes out of the vault and says "ding dong," and that's kind of his catchphrase now. So now he's saying "ding dong," and he's showing up everywhere saying "ding dong." So it's that 15 minutes of fame, though, that he has doesn't really last, and he eventually agrees to star in Cash Grab 2. And it's funny, the title of the movie Cash Grab is very, very clever. So however it's a bank heist movie, but it's also a movie Cash Grab. Okay. So however he's not doing too well, he becomes increasingly unwell as the different objects are passing through him. He's like getting sick by it now, and then when it's Josh Gad's turn to jump through him, he pukes like some water and shit, but Gad don't come out the other side. He's just gone, and so is the hole now. So like, can't get in, nothing else goes through. Josh Gad's gone. Like, what the fuck just happened? So the Department of Damage Control takes him, Doorman, DeMar, and Hollywood basically enacts the Doorman clause, prohibiting superpowered individuals from working in film and television due to the risks involved. And that's why Simon had to hide who he really is. That's how they explained why he's been hiding his powers. Because remember, the big thing is, how is Marvel going to explain where the mutants have been? This is them explaining where the mutants have been and why we haven't been seeing them using their powers. More evidence this is a mutant. On the page, Lamar first appeared in his in the comics, rather. Doorman is on West Coast Avengers number 46, 1989, created by John Byrne, and just an average guy who answers a classified ad in the newspaper seeking costumed adventures to join a new team, and suits up as Doorman, uses his teleporting and intangibility powers to take a crack at being a superhero. And his history in the comics is very limited. There's not a lot, it wasn't like popular or anything. Joined the Great Lakes Avengers, so kind of like the real C team, a largely comical team of like wannabe superheroes. But yeah, but that's Doorman in a nutshell, and that's what episode 4 is all about. So at the end of episode 4, we see Wonder Man sitting there, and he like reads or sees this about this or remembers about the Doorman clause, and we kind of then we realize in episode 4 why he's not been able to, you know, reveal his powers. Because honestly, that's the first thing I was wondering, because I knew this was a show about an actor who really has powers. Much like in the comics, how Wonder Man is a stuntman who really has powers, and he uses his powers as a stuntman. So it stood to reason that this actor was going to play a superhero in the movies and really do superhero stuff. Ooh. Like, I was not into it. I thought it was going to be lame as shit. But that's not.
I thought the opposite. I thought he was going to be some guy acting like Wonder Man, like on screen. I just didn't think he was going to have superpowers.
Oh, they told us.
It literally shocked.
Have powers. We knew he was
gonna have powers. Yeah. No, I that's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, like he was going to be Wonder Man and have powers, but not have Wonder Man powers. Like he was going to be something else, but he was just going to be fronting like he was Wonder Man. Like, you know what I mean? Like
pretty much what it is.
Like that's what I thought he was. Like he was just playing. Yeah. But I don't know. It shocked me. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm with Rito. I was thoroughly impressed and I watched all 8 episodes. I binge watched all 8 episodes. I haven't binge watched nothing in a while. I just sat there and I was watching them one after the other. I was like, damn, this is good. Let me go get some popcorn.
I binged all 8.
Got me some popcorn and came back. I said, let me go get a frothy drink. We got me a frothy drink and came back.
A frosty beverage.
Yeah, bro. Like, Wonder Man blew me away. And it's very hard to blow me away with TV because as of late, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, the writing for a lot of shows just don't do it for me, man. Like I don't like when I was a kid, if I had superpowers, I want to use them. I'll be like, yo, I got superpowers. Oh, shoot.
You wouldn't use them?
But the kids nowadays, you see a show, a kid or a guy in suit, they cry about it. Oh Lord, it's me. I have superpowers. What should I do? Oh wow, I don't know what to do. And then the big bad pops up, and they're so caught up in their feelings and their moral emotions, they can't use their superpowers and they get beat up. Instead of them saying, you know what, I got powers, 1 second, Shazam, and they do the damn thing. They don't do that anymore. When we were kids, you watch those superhero movies and shows where kids had powers or they found like an alien object, they learn how to use it. They be like, oh man, look what I can do with this. Nowadays, they cry about it. They be like, oh Lord, what am I gonna do?
Superpowers, I'm hitting
in their feelings. Yeah, it's too much. Right, it's too much in your feelings. Get out your feelings. Learn how to use these superpowers. Then go do something good for the world.
I'll be an anti-hero straight off. I got to get paid. I can go through war. I can go through walls. Best believe I'm going through banks.
Even that.
Always that.
We don't even get that.
Hey,
something bad's got to happen to them. Like something bad's got to. Like, see how he just did that? He was like, look, I'm going through banks. I'm out. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Nowadays they'll be like, a bill will come, and it'll be like, you owe $3,000 for your electric bill, and we're about to pick you.
I got my powers.
Then it'd be like, well, now I got powers.
I got my powers when I was young enough.
Yeah,
if I got my powers when I was young enough, I would be a superhero. But when I got to a certain age, I think I'd have been a supervillain.
Straight off, bro.
But I think if I had superpowers, I'd be like Hancock.
I would have every G.I. Joe already. Yo,
every Joe,
man,
I'll be like Hancock. I get me a nice trailer. I put it on top of a mountain somewhere where nobody could get to it, and I just be up there chilling.
So, Doorman, the power that he has, it's called the Darkforce, and there's other characters in Marvel apparently that have the Darkforce and utilize it. One of them is called Maximilian Coleridge, the Shroud, and this is what he looks like. The Shroud there, yeah, there he is, fighting Scorpion, and this is called Scorpion versus the Shroud, the Serpent from the Shroud. Receiving the powers of the Dark Force from worshiping in the cult of Kali, the goddess of darkness, Maximilian Coleridge took on the name of the Shroud and started his reign in a crime-fighting vigilante. He is considered one of the weakest Dark Force users simply because he mostly uses it to boost his senses, such as radar and night vision. He is also able to create simple Dark Force constructs and project energy blasts in the use in offense or defense. 6 is Doorman. We know what he does. Okay, well, Dark Force.
I think uses it too.
Who?
Red Hood.
That's DC.
No, not the Red Hood. What was my man with the hood? The hood.
Cloak.
Hmm?
Hood. I thought you were talking about
From
Cloak, like from
Ironheart?
Cloak and Dagger. I think
No,
Cloak
he
from
meant the
Cloak and
hood.
Dagger uses
No,
it.
he meant the hood. Yeah, Cloak. I think Cloak did uses it.
We're
And we
gonna
know
go.
Doctor Strange.
Let's
We know
go to number
somebody else
five.
Let's
uses
go
it
through the list.
too.
We going through the list.
Doctor Strange.
We going through the list. All right, so Doorman, blah 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 blah. We know Doorman. Okay, he's got powers. We can pass stuff through. Okay, Marcus Daniels, Blackout. So gaining his powers after being subjected to a science experiment involving Darkforce radiation, Marcus Daniels emerged on the other side, able to manipulate it, and donning the moniker Blackout. Chief among his abilities through Darkforce manipulation, he manages to create transportation portals, also enveloping individuals in the energy and transporting and containing them in Darkforce dimension. So he's basically doing a lot of similar shit than Doorman is Darkforce. We got Black Priestess, Celine Galeo. A lot of these are very obscure characters. So born more than 15 millennia ago, Celine Galeo is she's one of the first mutants. She was in the House of X, Powers of X comics, so she's like one of the old. She was like rocking with Apocalypse and shit back in the day, back in ancient fucking Egypt and all that. So she was one of the first mutants in the Marvel universe, an immortal at birth who gained godlike powers during the reign of the Roman Empire. To attain such powers, she sacrificed a large number of the Roman population, which made her into an almost vampire-like being. On top of sucking out the life energy from any living being while being blessed with both psychic and physical gifts, she can also manipulate the dark force. Through it, she can turn herself into a shadow, becoming intangible, and also claiming control of someone else's shadow, melding her own into it and making her a puppet. So this dark force, it's a thing in Marvel that is just like science in Marvel that I really wasn't really fully aware of. We got number 3, Dark Star. She is Lyanna Petrovna. Like her fellow X-Men Magic, Darkstar is a character whose mutant's abilities were activated after exposure to radiation during a science experiment. Her power includes all standard abilities like that Dark Force manipulation entails, such as portal creations, Dark Force construction, and even flight, only turned up to 11. Her construct can take the form of many complex things, while her flight and portal powers are also a cut above the rest. Car? Oh yeah. It's gonna be dead, so yeah, probably about an hour or two, at the most. But yeah. And then number 2, Mr. Negative. Right? Martin. Yeah, Martin. Martin. Yes, popular as a main villain in the Sony Spider-Man game. While also being rumored to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, Mr. Negative is a unique character in the Marvel Universe who wields both Dark Force and Light Force energies. So he's got the best of both worlds. Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger. Really Cloak.
Yes. Cloak and Dagger. That's the one. Cloak. That's the one I was saying.
We said Cloak. Yeah, we said Cloak earlier. Yeah.
I like playing him in Marvel Rivals, but that's about as much.
And it seemed like everybody that has this dark force power has the power to create portals into the dark world.
But it is, the dark force. It's like some dark realm, and you open portals to it and manipulate it. And whatever.
Somebody else that uses dark force magic from time to time and dibbles and dabbles in it. Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, does he? Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure him and Doctor Strange probably fuck with it. Perhaps most well-known users of Dark Force, Tyrone Johnson, aka Cloak, who gained his powers like his soulmate Dagger, while experimental drug made him into a living portal to the Dark Force dimension. Through this, while Tandy Bowden gained powers of the Light Force, Tyrone became master of the concepts of darkness and fear itself. Blah blah blah, and a lot of more stuff. Yeah, there you go. First appearances, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, pretty cool. Dark Force, Doorman. There you go. Quite interesting. So, that is basically Wonder Man in a nutshell. I mean, they did. What else?
Well, but Reno, that's another reason why they had put so much emphasis on the Dark Force magic. We're getting Doom. We know Doom uses Dark Force magic. In various ways. He's not a permanent wielder of it, but he does know how to access it and use it. So Dr. Doom. We know Dr. Doom.
He does all kind of magic.
He does all kind of magic. Yeah, and if it's magic at the end of it, and it's in the Marvel universe, Dr. Doom does know how to tap into it. He's mess with it, which means Doctor Strange knows how to mess with it. So they're just setting us up. They're setting us up for the next movie.
Brother Voodoo.
Don't forget Shuri. Don't forget Shuri also too. When you talk about magic, the Panther Goddess. That's going to be something that's going to come up. It's going to have to come up either in this next movie or the next Black Panther movie. They're going to have to address that if they want to continue doing Black Panther movies. Like they're going to have to literally address that.
Yeah, they would probably will.
Hell yeah.
Which is another kind of magic, and which is another kind of, which is another deity in the Marvel universe that has been tapped into before.
It's a good theory.
Ridiculous.
You know, they and Doom. I mean, rather, you know, they're kind of introducing this Darkforce here, so
yeah,
it stands to reason Doom might do something with it.
We know Doom.
Definitely do something. And I watched the Fantastic Four too. That was banging movie. That was
that was a good movie. Everything since Daredevil has been good, or Deadpool has been good. Deadpool and Wolverine's been
Fantastic Four was excellent, man. I think people just try to find a way to rag on it, but Fantastic Four was good.
Then I watched.
Most people did like it. It was pretty well received.
Then I watched the what you call it, Thunderbolts. I was like, yo, I kept going back to stuff that I blinked on. You know what I'm saying? I watched it, then I fell asleep on it. But then when I went back to it, I'm like, all right, I'm connecting everything now. And just because of Wonder Man, now I'm connecting everything because there's bits and pieces. Even going back to the Iron Man movies with the Mandarin. He got guys that's chasing him for debts.
Mandarin.
Prostitution and drug debts.
Yeah, you said that.
I'm like, this guy's terrible.
Oh, Trevor Slattery's a fool.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, he's a clown. He's a fool, bro. He's a great character. And obviously it's Sir Ben Kingsley, one of the greatest actors in our generation. And
he bugs me out.
And you know who else was in it was Joey Pants, Joe Pantoliano, guy that's
he played in Matrix.
They did some fourth wall. Fourth wall shit. It was like, oh yeah, I like you in Matrix and this and that. And he was like, I was like, yo,
he was playing his real self. He was playing Joe Pantoliano. He was playing his name was his real name and shit. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, they bugging out over here. They were great. Check it out. The Time magazine said Wonder Man is the best Disney Plus Marvel series yet. Oh,
that's
wow.
not a lot.
That's not a lot. They watch them. Filmmaker artist. Yeah, no, it's yeah. They're not. Let me see. Yeah, they like it.
Which is bugged out to me is
the article.
He's great as Wonder Man, but I'm
not gonna read it.
He would have did some justice to the Black Panther role. You know what I'm saying?
He probably could have.
This actor playing, T'Challa, he could have played.
Yeah, because I'm like, hold up, there's a lot of nice brothers out there that can play that Black Panther now, man.
But you know who's gonna be? You know who they're gonna pick, right? You know they pretty much it's already a wrap. From Snowfall,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Even though my God, Aldous Hodge would have been perfect with old girl that's playing Storm. Hopefully, she gets Storm, like Sada was saying.
Yeah. I think so nice. Aldous Hodge, he takes himself too seriously, or the roles are a little too. I don't want it to be that serious. Like he's too serious.
Not serious. It was Hawkman.
Yeah, he was.
It was Hawkman.
I don't know the way that he was framed as Hawkman. I don't know if I would say serious. I don't know. I don't know if I would say that much.
But if you ever seen the series Leverage that he was in, where he first came from, Leverage, if y'all watch that series about a group of people who would rob the rich to give back to the poor. Or, you know, they would.
I watched a show with him and Kevin Bacon. That's what I know him from.
Yeah,
and he was Cross. He's in that show too.
Yeah,
Alex Cross. He is Cross. Yeah, he plays Alex Cross.
But he's dope. But he's dope. I mean, he can pull it off, man. That's my guy. You know.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be Black Panther before got the role. I was campaigning for him.
Yeah. Chadwick.
Well, the guy the kid from Snowfall, I think he's playing like son. Yeah, and I think he's playing like
he's
son.
Gonna be Black Panther. He's gonna
but I think he's playing like T'Challa's son, so he's gonna be like a younger. That's why they're picking someone with like a baby face like that.
The Young Avengers, I believe, maybe.
What a mess! Oh man,
it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
It's the MCU. The MCU.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's what I would describe.
We'll see. I mean, they churned out this banger. Let's see if they get.
No, that's I talk shit, but honestly, I love this show. Like I fucking love this show.
I want to see what they do next. I gotta see.
I don't know what they do next. It's always.
I'm excited
for me.
No, I'm with it too. I did like the show. I thought it was good. I really did. It was well acted, well played, well written, well scripted. The pacing was good. They never dragged anything out. Like
the complaints that we're seeing are that people are mad because it didn't have a bunch of superhero action, which it doesn't.
It didn't need it.
It didn't need it. And honestly, it wasn't about that. Like, and it's okay because like every comic book is not a fucking battle. It's some of them are just introspective. Some of them are just some guy like on the end of his bed thinking. Like there's just comics run the gamut. So there's no reason why a Marvel show or movie couldn't be something other than the superhero fatigue, multiversal shenanigan madness that we've been getting, that people are kind of getting sick of. And Thunderbolts, nonstop action. But like I never cared about any of them. Mm-hmm. They never made me care about any of them. Like
I like the Sentry.
I like them. Fine,
right. But Thunderbolts was good. In their defense, it was good.
I mean, it was good.
It played out. It was a good action
movie. It played out the way it should. They're trying
to use that one movie to make Avengers. Like Avengers were built over several movies over years as the MCU built up, and and it became the Avengers, not just one movie. And now this is the new Avengers. Oh,
but I think that's the whole thing behind it. That's the coup d'oeuvre. That's what they mean. Because if you look at Red Guardian, he was the only one hollering at, we're the new Avengers. He fed into that. So I think that's the joke. Where, like you said, it took too many movies to make the Avengers, and you guys just come and be the Avengers in one movie. Because remember at the end, he was like, look, we got sponsors. And he had the jumpsuit. And it was just, I think that's the running joke. Like, they're not the Avengers, but they want to be. And they think they are, and he's the only one that just keeps pushing it. So like, I think that's the joke. I think that's what it is. It's a character joke that makes us say that they're not the Avengers. We know they're not the Avengers, but you will see the Avengers again. But it's not going to be them. And I think that's the running joke.
Didn't it say these are the new Avengers at the end or something?
Yeah, the thing is, I can only hope it's a joke because they went out of their way to change the entire marketing of the film and change it to the new Avengers with the posters and the title.
Yeah, the asterisk
is a joke. That's just a very
I think it's the running joke.
So I can only hope because I think that is completely ridiculous.
Because if you look at the advertisement,
if it's not the new Avengers, who's the Avengers? Because
it's going to be regular Avengers. It's going to be regular Avengers.
Can't be.
Let's think about the 30-second clips that we got from Avatar. They got Captain America. He will return. Thor. He will return. Black Panther will return. Wakanda will return.
He'll be in the movie.
They're not saying the Avengers
he's
going
to be the new Avengers team, or that they're going to be
the movie, right?
Again.
But the movie's titled Avengers.
He might just be in the movie to die, like Luke Skywalker was in fucking Star Wars.
But the movie's titled The Avengers. The movie's titled The Avengers.
I mean, Thor got
it's an Avenger movie. We know it, but they're just not saying it's an Avenger movie.
Thunderbolts are in it.
Yeah, But and we know they're not the Avengers. That's why I said I think it's the running joke, because they're not the Avengers. We know they're not the Avengers.
How do we know that?
Because Captain America will return.
Well, let's say that's true. Then we
Wakanda
still
will
go
return.
half of it.
Bro,
Then it's
Avenger.
Wakanda wasn't part of the Avengers.
You're gonna bring back Cap. You're gonna bring back Thor.
Avengers
then,
Doomsday.
Even if it's not the Thunderbolt, then it's still lazy because you're just bringing back the people that we've been following for like 20 years now, who really aren't even the Avengers anymore at this point. They've been like, even when Endgame happened, they were like barely together. I mean, they were together.
They disbanded.
Wasn't they haven't been the Avengers for a while. So like, even if it's gonna be them, they're probably they probably die. If they
you know what?
Die,
that's the problem. That's the problem with Hollywood.
That movie, and that's like crazy.
But that's the problem with Hollywood. Whenever they do a superhero team movie, they never really say that they're a team. All the characters have issues with each other. All the characters hate each other in a certain way, but they all fight together and find some common ground near the end of the damn movie. So, like, you never seen a superhero movie from Hollywood where they all just got along. In the cartoons, yeah. In the comics, 100%. But not in Hollywood. Not in Hollywood.
They were together. They were like, we're the Avengers. They worked in the Avengers Tower. They were the Avengers.
But they still had conflict.
They talked about being Avengers. Of course,
that's drama. That's what I'm saying. But there's no drama like that in the comics. When you read Justice League comics, when you read Justice League, the only person they ever had a problem
with, they never argue or nothing.
Batman. No, not really. Not like that.
They never.
No,
in Marvel they fucking battle. They fight each other. All kinds of.
In DC, they do have problems with. They do have problems with people's like personalities. They'll have personality issues. Like Green Lantern hates the Flash. He can't stand the Flash. And he sometimes lets it be known. But they don't fight about it. He just keeps quiet about it. He'll say little things here and there, but he doesn't really make a big deal about it. Like, I'm quitting the team. I don't even want to be around y'all because I don't like the Flash. Batman is just like
when
rude.
In the Avengers did they
Batman
fight
is rude.
When were they
in the first movie? In the first movie, all they did was argue, and Loki had the scepter, and that's how they got the other.
And
then in the second movie, they had problems with Tony, and they built Ultron. And remember, they're gonna break up then, and they against everything they built Ultron.
Civil War said it all.
Civil War split them up. Civil War split them up. They were never together. Like, they were never really together when you watch the movie. They were together, but they never were together. And it's always a conflict.
You know what? You're right, Stu. But let's be real. The public knows that team, that is the definitive Avengers.
We know that team. That's true.
With like the marketing, with the toys and all that, everyone knows that is the definitive team. Unfortunately, they haven't put that same effort into building a new team since even before Endgame. They kind of tried with Young Avengers. That hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, I guess with Thunderbolts, I don't think I hope no one's really taking that seriously, but I can't tell you that they're not going to take that seriously because they've done stuff like that before. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't put it past them at all, bro.
Doomsday with like no definitive Avengers team is a little frightening. But I mean, they haven't done anything, so who knows? I mean, it's gonna be something.
Even Thunderbolts. Look at Thunderbolts.
But Thunderbolts were
they argued with each other the whole movie. They argued with each other the whole movie.
Right. Well, that's a movie. I mean, that's drama. You're gonna have that. You're never gonna have a team where they just are all getting along like happy-go-lucky. That's no one's gonna watch this. Boring. Like, you gotta have.
That's not true. That's not true. Because Power Rangers get along. They don't argue, and everybody love Power Rangers. I'm just saying, it's the truth. People love Power Rangers. I'm trying to get somewhere, man. I'm just saying, like, look, just hear me out. I'm just saying, okay, bro. On superhero teams, right? Because I'm just saying that there's on superhero teams they get along.
Not in modern times. Maybe they got there in the cartoons. They did.
Yo, Stu, you wrong because the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger had beef.
That's not true. Because the Green Ranger was part of the Green Ranger was never part of the original team. So when he came out, he came out as bad guy. And then remember, he lost his powers and he came back as the White Ranger.
Yeah, but they still had beef. The Rangers had beef, man. Come on, man.
It's drama. It's
drama.
You know,
It had
drama. You gotta have that.
What is your definition of what makes a team? Is it that they never have conflict, or that they always have conflict? Is there no in between?
No, it's about communication, right? It's about camaraderie, right? And joining together to snuff out one cause that will either destroy the world or take over the universe. That's just what it is. The Avengers did that, but they did it with conflict. Like my point is this: in order for them to become a team, they had to be at each other's throats the whole time, and then they come together at the end of the movie. But then they still got beef. So, bro, like, if you fought alongside somebody in a war, you're not gonna have beef with them. After you're gonna be like, look, like, yeah, we did the damn thing together, yada yada, so forth and so on. They constantly have ego problems.
I'm like, what comics are you reading, bro? No, because it sounds like you're talking about like a Justice League from like the cartoons back, the Super Friends or something, bro. Like in the comics, bro. Any Avengers comics, bro. They're fucking at each other's throats.
Yeah,
they're literally trying to kill each other sometimes.
Justice League don't trust nobody.
I don't watch Justice. I don't read a lot of comics.
Justice League don't do that. Justice League don't do that.
Yes, they do. Nobody trusts Batman. Batman trusts nobody.
That's different. No. That's different. Batman is different. Batman is different. No. Batman is different.
You moving the goalposts now, bro.
Batman is different
because the goalposts now, bro.
I'm not moving the goalposts. Batman is different because look, Batman. You got to remember something about Batman. Batman was always a loner. He always did his own, and he's got his own team.
The only one with conflict. They all got. I've seen. Did you watch the cartoon?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with Batman. When they call Batman, Batman normally tells them, "I'm busy. I'm doing something. Get Superman." He knows, like, what do you need me for? I don't really have no superpower to be going up against Amazo. Fight Amazo and kill him. Like, I'm doing something right now. And Batman might even be working on a solution to their problem, but they disturbing him. That's the difference with Batman. Batman is always a step ahead of all of them.
That's not the only conflict that they have in the Justice League, bro. That is not it. I've seen cartoons where they be beefing, bro, fighting, arguing and shit. One's gonna get kicked out, all this shit. Like it is not.
The only member they ever kicked out was Batman. The only member they ever had conflict with joining was Red Tornado because he's an android. And they didn't know if they could trust him.
That, bro. You know how many comics there are? You know how many thousands of comics there are, bro? In the history,
we talking
bro,
main continuity.
Never had no conflict, dog.
Okay, we talking main continuity. So
there is no main.
You got other stories. You got other stories like here's you got other stories like here's a story. Here's a story like y'all want to talk about Batman. Here's a story. Batman once.
No, we don't want to talk about Batman. We talking about.
Wait.
Hold on, you always want to change the subject. Whenever
I'm not changing the subject. I'm showing you something. Like, look at the Shazam family. The Shazam family is a superhero team, and they all got along.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. In the comics, yes, they did. In the comics, yes, they did. They all got along.
Foster kids, and they
were not foster kids. They're not foster kids. They're not foster kids. See, that's the Hollywood.
Hey, listen. Even if the Shazam family don't argue, that would be the one team that don't argue.
Billy Batson was a
Brady Bunch ass team.
Yeah, but they just were. They didn't.
Let's be real, bro. That nobody want to see that shit.
All I got to say.
So wait a minute. So in order to have a superhero team, wait. Just let me say
Michael Knight will return in the Avengers. All right.
So in order to have a superhero team, they got to argue all the time.
No, but there has to be some conflict to have drama, to have a story, to have something to watch.
They have to have ideologies
because
Tony and Cap's ideologies are totally different.
That's true. No, that's 100% true.
Right.
No, that's 100% true.
But
I get that.
If it was just a team where they were always together, happy and stuff like that, never had any conflicts within the team, then the whole movie has to be them going against bad guys. That's your conflict. They don't make movies where it's nonstop fights against the bad guys. Like, they don't do that. There has to be drama. That they don't have the money to make a 2-hour action scene. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's really going to be decent and all that. That's why movies have a lot of drama and they have a lot of, character development and people talking and all this shit. And people, well, get to the action. Like, there has to be some substance. And that's your substance, is your inner conflict with the team.
The X-Men don't have inner conflicts. Come on,
the X-Men.
The love triangle.
Oh, the X-Men definitely is a conflict. And most of the time, like you said, with the X-Men, it's love triangles. Like, you're right about the X-Men. They always had conflict, and it's always been like a love triangle.
Well, the
or the X-Men have always had conflicts of how can I put it? Responsibility, or views. Because some people's views might be different than other people's views. And they could be on Xavier's team, but still agree with stuff that Magneto does. They'd be like, yeah, I agree with Magneto. I agree with what he did. Or I agree with what he said. And that'll cause a conflict between the team because somebody else would be like, well, you can't believe in that. Like,
when you play
and then that'll...
But just the basis of a group of people coming together and having conflict, that does not make them a team automatically. It is what happens outside of that as well, and how they communicate with one another, how they gel together, which with doing like a live action thing, you have to sell that. I don't think the Thunderbolts sold that. Even from hearing the lineup, they were not going to sell it, in my opinion. They just were not going to do that. But with the Avengers that we've been following, I think they sold that. They had a great camaraderie. They had a great little da-da-da. You can't say that about actually, you can't say the Young Avengers because they're not a team. Yeah, that's it actually. But like,
they're trying to salvage the crap that they did. Like all the crappy movies that they made after Endgame, they're basically trying to salvage that shit and utilize those characters so that it wasn't all a waste and make some team out of it and make it the new Avengers and all this shit. And it's like you're basically trying to put a silk hat on a pig, or you're trying to polish a turd. Like it's a turd. It's not gonna look good no matter how you dress it up. And they kind of, they got to start from scratch. So honestly, this whole Endgame Secret Wars is their chance to pull it all together, kill off idiots and unliked characters and all that shit, and bring in new people and end it with a Robert Downey Jr., Dr. Doom, and then that's the end. So new phase, start from scratch, mutants. Maybe a new actor playing Doom from the multiverse, blah blah blah. Doom's still going to be the big bad, but it'll be a different actor playing him.
Which makes sense to me. I'm excited.
Whole new, because haven't we been asking for a brand new MCU? Like just fucking start over. Raw Talk, you said
this might be it.
Start from scratch.
This might be it.
Yes, this may be their reboot. That's what I thought this was. The reboot.
Yeah, with the Fantastic Four being that they're the first family and the first great comic book team, really, in my opinion, like team, because they're family, they're intertwined. They had their inner conflicts, but they were more the most together team I ever seen in comics was the Fantastic Four. Just because you have the brother and sister, then you have the husband and wife, and then you had the best friend and uncle type deal. So I mean, I thought they was going to start it off with that, which I think they did with that movie. I think they really started it off. And then when I go into the Thunderbolts, I seen the ship come into the orbit. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. All right. I see what they trying to do here. They're really trying to give you puzzles and pieces to piece together. So whatever crumbs that was left over, breadcrumbs from all the movies will appear in the Doomsday movie. All the little breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Because
what happened to the Skrulls? Skrulls are still around, man.
They're gone forever. They're never doing a callback.
And we're just gonna forget that happened.
Unless they bring a Super Skrull.
It never happened.
Unless they bring a Super Skrull.
See, the Skrulls really wasn't Skrulls. They was just people pretending to be Skrulls.
But then you got Sam Jackson as what you call it, Nick Fury, and then what happens to Rhodey? Rhodey?
Yeah.
They've never done a callback to that since, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
They just
so it's
forgot
like,
about it, like it didn't happen.
yeah, but I think it might pop up in the Doomsday. They got to, because you're gonna discount these guys.
How that's gonna make sense.
It's a lot. They have so much to tie up if they were to try and tie up everything.
And who are always battling the Skrulls? Who is always battling the Skrulls?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. See what I'm saying? They're gonna put it together in some type of way. Trust they will. This is what they do. They're like, oh, what can we call back to without
you want to see Super Skrull?
Super Skrull.
That's what I was going to say. Super Skrull would be the only logical thing that you could do. Yeah, Super Skrull would be the only logical thing you could do.
Word. Imagine at the end of the Doomsday, you see all the Skrulls appear.
But then it's like, how lazy is that?
Because
you had all this time to do something with them, and you pick and mind you, they have so much to tackle in that film. How much time are we really going to be able to have?
That's why they're going to stretch it out, just like they did the other stuff. They're going to take this event and stretch the event out. Now, instead of piecing all these little movies about each character and then coming to a big point, what they're going to do is take these big characters and all this big event and stretch the event out. They're going to stretch it. We're going to get like 4 or 5 movies based on the Secret Wars and Doomsday, that whole conglomerate of craziness.
Max like 4 with the 2-parters. One, because the one movie is going to be 2 parts, and then
yes. So it's like they're going to try to go backwards. Like, so they started the build up. Now they're doing it from the build up and breaking it down. That's how I see them doing it. Because and then
that's an interesting theory. That's an interesting theory.
Because they got a lot of shit material out there that they never explored, which they can, and bring people back to the other movies and stuff like that. Make people jump around and get excited again about the universe of the MCU. Oh, if you didn't know about this and you didn't see this movie, you need to see this movie now, Jack. Boom. We're going to watch that movie to get the clues. Like, breadcrumbs are very special in storytelling. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that, you utilize that, then bring people back into the universe and give them that feeling again so they could be more committed to the new stuff that comes out.
Yeah. Which leads me to the question. To all of y'all. How do you think Wonder Man is going to impact Avengers Doomsday?
Not really at all.
I haven't seen the show, but based on the track record, I would go with Reno's answer as well. Not much, if at all.
Yeah,
they showed us the dark. They showed us the dark powers. They showed us the dark powers. They showed us a guy who has powers but doesn't want to use them. They also showed us that there are people out there with powers who haven't been discovered yet. And we don't know. We know
that's
that
the whole mutant thing.
They've been there, but we haven't been paying attention to them. So, do you think that
I wouldn't call that Wonder Man a Wonder Man?
No, I'm not saying to call it Wonder Man, but if you think about like I said before, when you look at the Avengers movies, when you look at all the letters, they're all a different color. Each one of those colors represents one of the Infinity Stones. Each one represents the Infinity Stone. This one is green, which is the Time Stone, which means that Doom will either be using time or dimensional, like we just saw, the dimensional portals with Doorman, to manipulate things into his favor. We know that Captain America caused an incursion that he can't live with. And we know that when you go back to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, they talked about incursions very deeply. And if you paid attention, they said that there were some incursions that they had to get rid of. And when we watched the Time Bureau, they even said it. Some stuff we can let go, but major things we can't. We can't let major things go that would disrupt the whole timeline and destroy the universe. So Captain America's destruction might not be big enough for
how do you think that makes the Wonder Man movie affect the Avenger movie?
Well, because I think that they're showing us little things that are going to be big things in this movie.
Like the Dark Force power, the Dark Force.
Yes, like the Dark Force power, and we
So
know
you
Doctor
think
Doom.
that? What do you think
can
they're going to
access
do with the Dark Force?
I think Doom's going to use it. I think it's going to be something Doom
What do you
uses.
think he's going to use it to do?
Portals, right? Going to other
For what?
worlds. Maybe
Just to go to
opening a
other
portal.
worlds?
Yeah, to gather. See, Doom's a manipulator, right? And we all
Yeah.
know this. We all know he'll show up.
Well, you know what
he's
I was just
manipulating.
thinking. Here's what I thought you was gonna say. Like I was gonna let you say it, but since you said that, it made me think that what if they use the Dark Force? So you have to read the Avengers, the Hickman Avengers, right? About the incursions and the Illuminati. And so the incursions are the Earths, the multiverse are literally colliding into each other. So the actual planet Earth, literally, the planets literally crash into each other.
But check it out.
I was getting that, but then look at Namor. Look at Namor in that Avengers trailer with Wakanda. He looked like the Illuminati Namor.
Yeah.
So
let me break
it about Doom using the Dark Force.
I think he's going to use the Dark Force to travel to different dimensions.
But
to gather heroes.
What I thought you was going to say, what I thought you was going to say is that they were going to use the Dark Force. So, like I said, so in the incursions, you have the Earths where they literally crash into each other, literally physically. The planets literally crash into each other and kill and destroy. So they in the Illuminati in the comic rather, they decide to destroy the one that's about to crash into them, killing everybody. Like Namor literally like spearheads, like kill all those billions to save ours. Like that's our job. We got to save ours. Fuck them. It's their job to save theirs. So in the comic, right, that's their task. So in the movie, using the Dark Force, when the Earth is about to crash into the other Earth, they just put the Dark Force up, and the Earth just goes into the Dark Force instead of crashing into them.
But you can also look at the Fantastic Four movie, because at the end credits, who was there? Doom and Franklin Richards, right?
How did Doom get there?
But hold on. Yeah, that's one part. But then the second part, you go into the Thunderbolts, you see the ship come in, right? Mm-hmm. That could have been Doom and the Fantastic Four coming into that dimension. Mm-hmm. They escaped the other dimension because still you had the threat of Galactus regardless.
But raw talk, we do know that in the movie, when you watched Fantastic Four, in the beginning, Reed Richards talks about going to other dimensions, opening dimensional portals. He's talking about, and the kids are like bored. Then he said, "Who wants to see something blow up?" And they be like, "Me." That's what he's talking about. So we know he knows. So, and when they pushed Galactus into that portal sent him to the end of the universe without his ship. Right? He's still alive, but it'll take him forever to get back to where they were without a ship. So we know they can travel to different dimensions. And we know they can use portals to travel to different universes. He even said it. So the only thing he didn't know how to do, which he did in the movie with the egg, was transfer things from one portal to another, from organic matter. He didn't know he could transfer organic. And then when he did it, he was like, "Oh, I can do." So who knows how much advancement he could have had by the time the Thunderbolts movie came about. He could have figured out a way to use it as a dimensional portal instead of like a wormhole or a gateway to another part of the universe. We don't know that until we hear the explanation in the new movie. Who knows how far the technology is?
How is Wonder Woman going to affect the movie as far as like, is it going to be a big part of Wonder Man? I mean, is it going to be a big part of it? Look, I think at best, he might be in the Avengers movie. That's about as much as refer to.
And Doorman shows us, when you look at Doorman, when you showed that picture, Reno, and all those those are dimensional portals. He walked through one of them, and he was like, in his past, he saw his dog. He's like,
that's a good theory.
So if he used the portal that small, as small as he is, to go back and get his dog, and then be back in his apartment later on. I mean, come on, we're talking about dimensional portals here. We're talking about moving through time.
Different dimensions. It is. But how Wonder Man is going to influence the Doomsday is just like, I say, connective tissue, right? So we had S.H.I.E.L.D. being a connective tissue from the beginning of the MCU, because S.H.I.E.L.D. was always there. Damage control is going to be the connective tissue for everything else. So damage control that we see in the Wonder Man is going to be the connective tissue to this new MCU iteration or what have you. So that's how
now listen, they gave like Reno said with the
Spider-Man movie too. That's true.
Like Reno said with the mutants, they kept gig. If you look and you listen to the hints, what did he say? They said we got a super mutant jail, but it's only half full. And we paying all this money, we think they're gonna fill it up with. All right. I mean, he said we need to identify anybody with superpowers that is a threat and lock them up in this jail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Well, yeah, man. Well, Wonder Man is out now, guys. Go check it out. It's 8 episodes. Go binge that joint. I'm telling y'all, if you haven't seen it yet, don't wait. Go ahead and watch it. Shout out to Woody22. He said I'll watch it one day. But, I am
Woody22. When you ain't got nothing else to do, get you some popcorn and a frothy drink, and go watch Wonder Man. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Our second big topic for tonight though is the Daredevil season 2 trailer and Daredevil season 2 itself. We got to see that
in our lives. We need that in our lives. Bang, pow. We need Daredevil.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Yeah, we need him in our lives.
What you got? What you got there, bro?
No, I'm showing you. We need Daredevil in our lives. Bong, bong, bong.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point. So that Daredevil that you just showed, that is the his original, like the first time he kind of goes out the vigilante, like one of his first looks, right? And it was black, it was all black, but his first costume is obviously his burgundy, unless you go back to the comics where it was yellow, but in this continuity it's red, burgundy, whatever. But in this trailer, so I can't show the trailer obviously, but you've all seen it probably. If not, go check it out. It's all over YouTube. But yeah, so at the end of the trailer, the title comes up, Daredevil, and the D's turn black. And that's a reference to the fact that he will be wearing his black suit in this movie. And that is very cool.
Good if he puts it on.
That is original black suit, the new enhancement.
The new one. Yeah, so this one, it basically looks like the red suit, just everything opposite. All the red and black, all the black.
And we know he has different suits because we saw him go up to the roof and open his secret lair with all the different helmets in there. We know that it exists. We know he has it. Just hasn't worn it.
There's a tailor that makes superhero suits too. That's wild.
Yeah. Well, there's some big sort of like so we haven't seen Matt Murdock. So anyways, so in the trailer, we get to see Matt Murdock back again, as Daredevil, and he's assembled his ragtag group of do-gooders to fight Mayor Wilson Fisk as the as anti-vigilante task force they are. And so now we have a better idea of what that war will look like, from a couple of huge returns to an unexpected team up that and some major stunts, or some major status quo shifts. Daredevil's return I think is going to be a game changer for the street level corner of the MCU. It's going to basically give us that it's just like in the comics, there's a whole street level sort of universe, with Punisher and Daredevil and even Spider-Man and a lot of characters that generally don't go up against cosmic threats and shit like that. They fight dudes that are running around New York robbing banks and whatnot. And so what I think chances are we're going to see here is also what is going to impact Spider-Man Brand New Day. So because and I think that we'll eventually, if not see Spider-Man or some reference to him in Daredevil again in Spider-Man, but they're definitely linking creating this street level universe. One of the first things we see one of the things we see rather is the Matt Murdock missing posters going up. But Matt Murdock isn't missing. He's hiding with Karen Page. At the end of Daredevil season 1, Mayor Fisk sent his anti-vigilante task force to kill him. So we don't believe concerned citizens are the ones that are putting up these posters. So and Fisk can't brand Murdoch a criminal with no proof, so he's just obviously looking to flesh him out in a different way. It's a clever ploy, with the help us find the missing guy, posters, rather than police on a lookout kind of thing. And we see this propaganda is working as the anti-vigilante task force, I'm gonna just call them the AVTF, continue patrolling the streets to keep New York streets citizens safe. It's very ICE. It's very ICE inspired. It's very, very ICE inspired. Okay, it's no mistake. And also, oh, sorry, what happened?
I said just like Damage Control.
Right. And Jessica Jones returns.
Yeah,
I was a big fan. I thought it was a great show. Kristen Ritter's awesome.
Yeah, Jessica Jones was good. That was a good show. That and Luke Cage, they were really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The actress is cool. And it's good to see her back. She's the one that they introduced. I think we're gonna probably see, definitely Luke Cage and everything too. But
please, God, let it happen, please.
Because remember, where we left off, he's like running the underworld. So shit could go anywhere. So I really, really want to see that pick up. But so her character and the dynamic with her and Daredevil clearly hasn't changed much. And she's kind of the MCU's like private investigator with like super strength is kind of her deal. And so Matt Murdock enlisting one of his, fellow defenders to help fight against Wilson Fisk is hopefully setting the stage for the full-blown Defenders reunion. Depending on how season 2 ends, I'm betting on Luke Cage, maybe Iron Fist showing up in season 3. Unless they're doing it, keep it for a secret, unless it's going to be like at the end of the season, Luke Cage, something like that. I don't think he's going to be a big part of this season, though, unfortunately.
We may see the Night Nurse.
Could be.
Anything's possible. For now, though, yeah, Jessica's confirmed, expected to play, a very similar role from what we saw from the Punisher in season 1.
This would be her.
And then,
this should be her introduction. This should be her introduction because they did say that they were going to come back out with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage shows. They were going to continue those seasons, so they got to be introduced. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, reintroduction. Yeah, she's reintegrated now into the MCU.
Give me a reason to keep this.
Yeah, because remember Daredevil got introduced in She-Hulk. Now he got his series. They introduced Jessica Jones here. She'll get her series, and they'll probably introduce Luke Cage and hers, and then we'll move on to his. They got to pace it and spread it out because then they'll have content for the next couple of years. They just throw it all in at once. When we'll binge watch through it, and we know we will.
Oh yeah,
and we'll be like, "What's next? Give us the next thing." So they gotta spread it out. They gotta pace it.
Yeah,
it is. Then they gotta add Shang-Chi in there too.
Yes, Shang-Chi.
Gotta add Shang-Chi. He's a street level hero.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it would be like, so glad you kind of brought that up because like I think maybe he replaces Iron Fist in the Defender.
Yeah, because no, yes and no. Yes, because I believe that, and no, because they said that they're going to totally reboot Iron Fist, and there was a lot of controversy.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that.
With the there was a lot of controversy with Iron Fist with the director. Yeah. The director blatantly came out and just said, "I'm never going to put him in a suit. This is my Iron Fist. That's how I get down." Yeah, and if y'all don't like it, you ain't got to watch Iron Fist. That's what he said. And
guess what? We didn't.
And we did, right? And we was like, all right, well, we won't watch it then. You keep doing you. So when Disney picked up the propriety, when they took it from Netflix, they said we're gonna bring all these characters back, but they also need those characters for content for Disney Plus. So like
I didn't hate Iron Fist, by the way. Like I didn't hate that show at all.
I like Iron Fist.
And don't forget the Defenders. Don't forget the Defenders. It's still something they're gonna bring the Defenders back. It's just a matter of time.
I had a good time watching Iron Fist, bro.
Did really?
Yeah,
I didn't like the way it ended. I just didn't like the way it ended. I didn't like the way Iron Fist ended. I didn't like the last season. I thought the last season was trash.
We had 2 seasons, right? Or was it just
There's
one?
only 2. Yeah,
it was 2. The last season was trash. First season was good. I thought
Well,
it was decent.
the last season melted into the Defenders.
Into the Defenders,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, all of their last season melted in Defenders, and Defenders was good. I
No,
like
some of them had 3rd seasons. Some of those shows had 3 seasons.
It was only really
No, I mean, no matter how many seasons they had, Iron Fist season got killed because nobody watched it. Like you said, everybody's like, we ain't watching this trash. Director don't want to put him in it. The only time they showed him in his suit was when they did like a video. It was like a black and white video where they showed the old Iron Fist. Yeah, like a flashback. That's it. That's all we got.
That's like, yeah.
Well, we're also gonna get the Bullseye team up. Bullseye is a great character with one of Daredevil's, most iconic, most dangerous, most lethal foes. You can basically use anything as a weapon, pick it up and throw it at you, and stick it in your eye, whatever the fuck he wants to do. Pick up a paper clip and throw it down your throat, whatever, from like across the room and shit without you even seeing him. He's like crazy with it. So, but in all fairness, Bullseye was in the show manipulated into killing Foggy by Vanessa Fisk. He I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Actually, so it appears that at the end, Bullseye is it. So wait a minute, how did it end? So they team up reluctantly with Bullseye, and I don't know. It's gonna be weird, but they should make it slightly more palatable for Matt to put aside his differences with the former FBI agent if it means taking down the mayor. And it certainly looks like Bullseye Dex is enjoying his freedom. So I don't know what's gonna happen in the show, but in the trailer we do get some hints that they're gonna kind of flesh that out. And you can't see it here, but there's some set photos I'll show you that have confirmed Bullseye will don a far more comic accurate suit than we got in the show,
which would be great.
Yes, and I'll get them pulled up. But and then what else? So there's a shot of someone wearing a Kingpin face mask, like a weird, ugly ass Kingpin mask, right there.
I agree with Kevin Davis. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Daredevil it has good storytelling, but it needs more action and less talking. They spend more time.
I'm guessing Kevin didn't like Wonder Man.
Wonder Man was different because Wonder Man is different. Yeah, Wonder Man is different. Daredevil, we spend more. Like my personal opinion with Daredevil is, I think Wilson Fisk gets too much screen time when you could use that screen time with Daredevil. Yeah, I think he just gets too. He's not the main character. It's not Daredevil. He's like Kingpin. It's just Daredevil.
But he's the main star. Like he's the biggest star. He's the star of the show.
Yeah,
he's the known star. He's the major celebrity. He's like a major actor.
But that's the thing. If you're gonna let that impact how you tell your story, then you have to problem. Because you gotta work.
Oh yeah,
you have to write the story regardless.
I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what it is. I'm not saying it's right.
I get it. No, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. You're 100% right, but it hurts the show.
It does.
What we're saying in layman's terms, it hurts the show.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you can say that. It could.
By previewing a weak version of the Wrecking Crew and other villains that they could add in as a side note to the full arc, like have a villain pop out real quick. You know what I'm saying? That way he can fight them in the midst of it, like a hitman. Like Wilson Fisk, he hires hitmen to try to kill Daredevil all the time, and they're super villains. So
that's true.
He hires them. So that's what they should do with this. Have him hire certain super villains to try to kill Daredevil, and Daredevil, does what he does. And I think it'll work, man. But I mean, it's still interesting enough. The show is still going to be interesting. It's still going to have that same Netflix vibe. So I'm good with that. You know what I mean? So
right.
Well, the other character that they introduced, that's going to be in this. Well, I don't know if they introduced him. But they definitely he's going to be kind of have a bigger part. You see the dude wearing the Kingpin silly mask there in the top right corner. It's like a mask. He's saying Mayor Kingpin. That's this guy here. That's Matthew Lillard. So
I love him. Yeah.
Right, you know Matt Lillard from a bunch of cool stuff. He's a cool dude, always very funny. But he's what you call it? Likely going to be connected to the resistance that's fighting back against the AVTF with on the good guys team. So beyond that, though, we see Mayor Fisk enjoying his newfound power, and this guy will be named Daniel Blake, realizing that serving Fisk means getting his hands very, very dirty. And so also intriguing is our first proper look at the mysterious Mr. Charles. So we still think that his that's a fake name that he's using to hide his true identity. But who knows, when it comes to whether he's playing a criminal or a cop or what, we don't know. But we'll see.
That dude with the mask, it gives off that even for Vendetta type style, like the resistance type deal. Okay.
Yo, Stu, you got to roll out. You can say something, bro. You ain't got to type it. Tell us.
Yeah, I got to roll out. Yeah, I gotta get ready for it.
All right, bro.
Bro.
I'll catch y'all Saturday.
Shit, you running late, bro. Dang.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it. I just gotta
be safe, man.
Yeah, I just gotta be all. I gotta put the trash out and be all business.
Right. Yo, be safe, man.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
Definitely.
All right, peace.
Yeah, man. The Daredevil, I think their formula is good for what they're doing, and we just gotta watch and see. I just think, with the new character lineup, the updating of the costumes or what have you, it's gonna be a winner. My thing is the Punisher. I need that Punisher, man. I need more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely gonna have more Punisher in this season for sure. Yep, that's definitely happening. Nothing in this trailer about the Punisher, but he'll definitely be in the show. And of course he's got his own show coming out, his own special, right? The little mini movie, hour and a half movie, like the werewolf movie that we love. Little special presentation. So something just like that for Punisher. But yes, Daredevil is back in black. That's his.
Look at it! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Because remember, like I said, when we first met him in Netflix, he was wearing all black. It was the homemade suit with the blindfold thing. But now his classic red costume is painted black, and in the process, it's acquired the DD, the classic DD Daredevil logo that we've been missing the whole time, and everybody's been screaming for. And finally, there it is in all its glory. And it appears to be paying homage to Charles Soule's acclaimed run on Daredevil. So if you're looking for a good Daredevil run, there's two I would recommend: Charles Soule's and Chip Zdarsky's. Easily the best. So, but something that's and also would be the most poignant to the show. But something that is particularly noteworthy is the action scene. So shout out to Kevin Dazis. So these movies are. These moments are like very much in line with what we saw in season 1, the premiere and the finale, and both look hard hitting, suitably violent. Clearly, showrunner Dario Scartapane is pulling out all the stops here. They're not fucking around. They're going full, like everything, like all the shit we loved about Netflix. They're not sugarcoating anything or narrating anything. But yes, back to the costume though. Fingers crossed that we get to see the red suit with the double D's at some point too, because so far it's just the black suit with the double D's that we're getting, but that they're doing. But yeah, it would be dope to see that in both costumes.
That would be nice.
Then I want to see him also going to the priest all the time, because he would always go to the priest.
That's his go-to. Like that's his man in the chair. It's the priest.
Yeah.
So Kevin said Yahya Abdul-Mateen gave good performance in Wonder Man. Wonder Man focused too much on working actor in Hollywood set up the storyline. Well, it wasn't a setup to the storyline. It was the show. That's what the story was. It was all about the working actor. I thought also that it was going to be the setup to a superhero show, but it wasn't. That's actually what the show's about. Looking forward to X-Men 97, Paul Bettany, Vision Quest, Avengers, and Doomsday. Hell yeah. Those all look great, though. X-Men 97, cannot fucking wait. Vision Quest is going to be crazy. And speaking of Avengers Doomsday, they're saying Vision is going to be like one of the main stars, like one of the leading characters. So, yeah, take that for what you want and do with it what you will.
Yo, it'd be crazy because if he's the main star in the Doomsday, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So would that make Tony Stark, who created that Ultron, Doom back then? See what I'm saying? He was always Doom at a certain point after he came out of the, you know what I'm saying, the wormhole, whatever the hell with the.
Well,
you remember where I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, they're gonna, so the point. Like, well, I know this. I know that we're gonna see this. So you remember Doctor Strange in the end of the Avengers movie where he did the thing where he saw all different realities.
Yeah.
One of the possibilities he saw, one of the realities he saw, was Tony as Doom.
Did we know that for fact?
It fucked him up. This is my theory.
Oh, okay.
It fucked him up, and that's why Doctor Strange, part of they're gonna form the Illuminati. Strange, Namor, and the rest, Professor X. Bring it together. So Black Panther, all of that. So yeah, but Doom, I think it is Tony Stark. Like it's another version of Tony. It's not Robert Downey Jr. playing a whole nother guy per se. He's playing a multiversal version of Tony Stark.
I despise that casting. But I think your theory is maybe the only one I could possibly accept.
Because I mean, like, take the maniacal madman to make Ultron, and who's the maniacal madman but Doom?
Did Doom Doom didn't make Ultron, did he? That was
Well, no, it was Tony. He's saying that those qualities within Tony would make.
Oh, right.
Essentially, if I'm understanding correctly.
Well, no, like when you say like, well, that's kind of what I believe, bro. Like, so if the multiverse were real, right, there would be so many versions of you, right? So but they would all be versions of you, right? So yeah, they're gonna share traits, certain aspects and shit like that. So I think it's more along that line. Like, yeah, they're it's kind of like another version of that same guy. So they're gonna have similarities, they'll have connections. I don't know if I could
buy that much though, because I think all of that with him creating like Vision and Ultron, I think that's just building on him being a narcissist, which is that's
what I mean. That's that aspect of him that Doom character will also have. That's why they have similar aspects.
I mean, I suppose, but that's just like taking a dot from space and connecting it to one on Earth. But I get it. Like I'm not. I get it. I just
comics. It's multiverse. It's comics.
I don't know about that one, but I get it.
It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for it to unfold, man, because they're off to a good start in a way where they have the capabilities to show us some real good writing, great storytelling. So now it's time for them to do it. And with this Wonder Man, it's like, okay, and then the Fantastic Four, and a little bit with the Thunderbolts too. The Thunderbolts was not really lacking, I would say. It's just that the characters were already like remnants from the old MCU, but they tried to refresh them in a way.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them were from post Endgame MCU.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
And but like, I think like, Thunderbolts, like in and of itself as a standalone, just like as a decent movie. Yeah. Does it make me care enough about them to like, I don't know, see them as Avengers and like people, I don't know, make a new Infinity War Endgame vibe. I don't know. But like, that's why they're bringing back Chris Evans and all these characters, because they basically tried. I'm not a genie, bro. Fucking at the end of the goddamn Endgame, I was like, that's it, bro. You lose them. That's it. That's the fucking MCU. You lose that team, those guys, those characters. I was like, there's nothing else, bro. They can't recreate nothing. And that's what they wanted to do, and that's what they tried to do. And I don't think it worked. And then that's why it's like, oh, new task, same mask, whatever the fuck he said. That was a fucking plan because they had no way to salvage this shit. They had no way to bring it back, but to bring back the people that they should have never lost in the first place. If you wanted to keep the MC going, I'm sorry, guys, you can't retire. Like, that's it. You made this shit. That's just it. That's your life now. That's your life now.
But the
But
thing
you
is,
know,
there was a path to retire them, especially with Tony, with how his story arc was going, especially with like Cap. Now, Black Widow, I don't think she was done. I don't think Hawkeye was done. I don't think the Hulk was done. You could even argue, I don't think Thor was done, and he wasn't, and then that wasn't great. But like those two in particular, there was a path to retire them, and then like they walked it back. So I mean, I don't know. It just because I guess
they were too powerful of characters on and off screen. Like people. Like it's just like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. You wouldn't want to see anybody else as Deadpool ever,
right?
You don't, because it's not going to be right.
And my thing is this: what my thought at the time was, okay, so don't make any. That's the Avengers story that you had this long, decade-long MCU. Okay, it was amazing. Okay, cool. That's it. They're done now. Now we do the mutants. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
But they fucking want to drag out and keep doing Avengers. What? Why? You ended the Avengers. That's it. It's over. Stop trying to milk a fucking turnip.
They resurrected the Avengers with new actors. Look what they did to the Fantastic Four 3 times.
But why? Yeah, but why? Why keep making Avengers movies? First of all, I have a shocker for everybody. The Avengers were not popular before the MCU as a team.
They were
in the
very
comics.
unpopular.
No one gave a shit about them in the comics. They were not popular in the comics. They were not popular characters. The MCU made the Avengers popular. Like the Avengers were like the corny fucking, your dad's characters or whatever, Thor and shit. Like that was corny. No one was checking for them. It was new shit going on. And then the MCU like brought it all back. And that's cool. And you nailed it. It was amazing. Let it die. Like let it be amazing. Like go out at the top. That's kind of like what I feel like they should have went out at the top. Like you peaked. Endgame was fucking phenomenal. It was a peak. That's it. Now to really start over, you have to really start over. Let's do something else. There's so many things in Marvel Comics. It doesn't even have to be the X-Men. You know how many fucking teams? You know how many fucking bro? They can go anywhere. It could Marvel Knights or whatever. They could have done what's the other one? Marvel Sun or whatever. But
forgot about the Inhumans all together. That's messed up. We forgot that the Inhumans.
Well, they tried that show and it bombed.
But that was like what 20
show was ass.
Or something.
Yeah,
and then they just said forget them all together. Like everyone who was the Inhuman, just rewrite them. They're immune, which I think is to their detriment. Completely,
it is.
Detriment. I don't know why you would do that based off one show flop failing. Like
they care so much about the Fantastic Four because it's Marvel's first family. They're the original superheroes. They're the first. Like that's why they will continue to keep doing the Fantastic Four and not continue to keep doing something like the Inhumans, which is nowhere near as popular or well known or iconic as Fantastic Four.
But I have to use them because isn't Thunderbolt part of the Illuminati?
Who? No.
I mean, what's his name?
Who?
Oh, Black Bolt.
Yeah, Black Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the comics, he is right. So yeah, but they've already the comics. I mean, or rather, the MCU has already changed characters, and that wouldn't be.
I mean, he got messed up by Wanda, but still,
Right. They did that. We saw him, and but bro.
X was there, so I mean, hey,
I try to block that shit out, bro. I haven't really
block out the whole.
I really do. Like I haven't even. The movies after Endgame, I haven't finished half of them. Like I just couldn't even finish those movies, dog. They were so bad.
I'm telling you, there's gonna be breadcrumbs that they're taking from those movies,
and I don't care about
movies we didn't like. I think there's breadcrumbs that they say, hey, we're gonna utilize this time to take little bits and pieces and stuff like that, and take those little bits and pieces and make it into this for this whole new mix over here. That way, people who didn't see those other movies would go back and see those movies.
I mean, that's cool, but like retroactively, like, I mean, I don't know how much that would benefit them. I guess, you go back and see those movies, that's great. But then it's like some of these breadcrumbs are whole characters, like Shang-Chi, who was going to be in Doomsday, that was confirmed. And it's like, we literally haven't seen this man in like 5 years. Like, we don't know what he's doing. Like, and his stuff with the rings, like, that's pretty important. And again, we don't, I mean, that's fair. Some people don't like change. I think there was an avenue to make the change palatable, and they failed because of how they went about it. And then that's why they immediately reverted back to RDJ and Chris Evans. Because I feel like it's not like people don't like change just automatically. People don't like it when there's change and then you don't do it well, and then you don't do it well consistently for years. So there's that also. Some people just straight up don't like change. True, very true. But there's also the fact that it was like year after year after year.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, like, I wanted complete change. I wanted complete change. Like, I don't even want you to continue doing Avengers anymore. It's just silly to me to try and make a new Avengers team. Like, I don't get why. I don't like Marvel has so much other stuff to offer, and they're just like
even within like what. Well,
no, that's another. No, but I'm sorry to cut you off. Asada, but he said merchandising, and like that's my point. Yeah. Like the Avengers, the merchandising was at its peak. So no one's buying fucking Thunderbolts figures. But if you had started with a great team, like, a new team, like all together, like let's not try to recreate Avengers or anything like that. We're just going to start with something awesome and new that Marvel Comics has. Then that could have built up and been its own thing and built up to another Infinity War Endgame thing. And then it had a whole new line of merch that everyone would be all for, because you could have brought in new actors. The whole Robert Downey Jr. thing that they did in the MCU, they could have repeated that with another Robert Downey Jr. like actor, and you made him a main core piece, brought in a couple other characters that, actors that maybe are from TV shows or something that you might know them a little bit, some new people, make a new MCU.
Hot take is should have been Doctor Strange. If they were going to do that, it should have been Doctor Strange. I think he could have, the actor, I think he could have been like a leading guy, and like, I don't know, just based on the stuff that took place right after Endgame, we had like WandaVision, and then we had Multiverse of Madness and all that stuff, and that was just never really followed up with at all. We're just now coming back to Vision after all this time, so I don't know, it's just, you had Secret Invasion, which could have been an entire phase in it. That could have been a saga if you really wanted to do it. But again, like these were little arcs, that you started and then you didn't do anything with them. So now we're at this big climactic point, which is also a response to you not following up or recasting Kang. So it's just like all of these things are a response and not active planning and care for what is happening in the universe, which, I guess, there's stuff happening, you gotta do what you gotta do, but it just doesn't look great. It's just, so at least from my perspective, it just doesn't.
No, it is. It's the MCU in a nutshell. They're known, like, that's they'll have a deadline and like, okay, we're gonna do a movie and this is the release date, but the script isn't even ready yet. Well, let's start shooting anyway. We got to make the release date. The fuck? The script isn't fucking done.
Yeah, because they got to shoot the action sequences.
But James Gunn said, that's why
Doomsday, where like some of the stuff that they were filming and the script wasn't done. I was like, wait,
that's why I was like super happy when James Gunn said, we're not starting. He like made a point of saying we're not starting filming until we have a script that we love and it's done and it's completely ready, and then we'll go ahead and start the next process. But we're not doing that MCU shit. Basically, is what he was saying. It's beautiful. But I haven't looked at this article yet. I just caught the headline and looked, and she says Daredevil Born Again will air a major MCU scene we've waited 7 years for, and then we've got Chris Evans, Downey Jr., and Cap over there. So what does it say? First, everyone in the trailer may have a hidden major MCU flashback in plain sight. Following the official integration of Netflix's Marvel characters in the MCU, Season 1, Daredevil Born Again, Season 2 will raise the stakes with a long-awaited rematch between Daredevil and Kingpin naturally, and new and familiar faces will enter the fray. Marvel Studios doesn't waste time revealing the return of Kristen. Okay, what's the new thing? Let's see. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer may reveal Matt's reaction to Thanos' snap. Okay. Besides Foggy Nelson's flashback, the Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer may also include a flashback to the peak of Matt Murdock and Karen Page's relationship. In one shot, Matt and Karen are dancing together when Matt suddenly collapses in pain. One theory about Matt Murdock's apparent seizure is that his heightened senses are going haywire as he feels the effects of Thanos' snap during the events of the Avengers Infinity War. So basically, what this is, so in the trailer, there's a scene where they're chilling and he's like, and like, you know, like you would see in a comic, like he's blind and he has like these heightened senses. So if it gets overloaded, he might be like, so it's kind of like one of those is what I kind of thought. But I guess what they're saying here is that it's possibly a flashback scene during the snap. And when that snap happened, that's when he went nuts. I don't know why they're saying that. Let's see.
Karen Page probably melted in his hands.
Oh God.
In the trailer, she doesn't. She's there, and it's not. He's like going, and she's like trying to comfort him. So it's like he senses the fact that it happened because he can't. You know, I guess he can't see it or whatever. So let's see. The MCU has yet to show how many characters reacted to Thanos' snap in 2018, given how he perceives the world. Daredevil must have sensed the chaos unfolding, countless hearts that stopped beating and organisms that get erased from existence, including plants and animals, would certainly overwhelm Matt Murdock's superhuman senses. Thanos' snap needs to play a more significant role in the future MCU stories. Oh, wow.
I feel like we're well past that point, but maybe.
We got to keep going back to that.
Because Thanos is gonna reappear in Doomsday.
We'll see. I think a version of him, and I think it would be interesting to see Doom kill him so that we see how powerful this Doom is.
Yeah, just kill him off.
Yeah, that would be.
It
would be another Thanos from another reality, not the one we saw defeated, but it would be Thanos from another reality. And it would just be an exhibition of this is how bad this Doom guy is. He can kill Thanos like that. Like he's no problem for him. So that may be his introduction, kind of let us know this motherfucker is the truth. Like he's the real. Because in the comics and Marvel, Doom is really the one that they keep making like the baddest of the bad, like the biggest of the big bads. And no matter what happens, Doom's always fucking there behind it or something, or always more powerful than the most powerful guy. So he's their plot device. But even more importantly, the 5 years of the blip must be filled with untold stories, worldwide chaos, and that comes with such a apocalyptic level event would certainly keep street level heroes like Daredevil busy. In theory, there should be multiple seasons worth of Daredevil and the Defenders hiding in the blip. At least one flashback to the moment of Thanos' snap would be more than welcome. Okay, interesting theory. Not what I was expecting this article to be about,
7 years to see his reaction to the blip.
Like, yeah, we've been waiting 7 years for that.
Thanks, Screen Rant. You never fail.
No, they never fail. I wish I could talk to Screen Rant sometimes.
It wouldn't help. They've been doing this for too long.
Yeah. Well, Spider-Man, I mentioned, had a connection to Daredevil, and in the MCU, it's theorized and potentially, Sony has, made it aware that they're willing to share Spider-Man with the MCU, and yeah, so the backdrop of the trailer where Daredevil is the conflict between Kingpin and Daredevil and New York banding together against the corruption that Kingpin has encouraged. Basically, his version of ICE. They're playing it very much like a whole Trump thing. And so this backdrop is very important, given that the main update that we appear set to have about the state of New York before Spider-Man Brand New Day. Meaning that the movie seems effectively teed up to have this to have to address this matter and the more tumultuous atmosphere built up in the city. And so since it seems like unlikely Daredevil Born Again season 2 is going to wrap up this situation in a neat little bow and resolve all these matters. So it'll probably, so between this and Thunderbolts making a good portion of New York's population face their own worst demons, via them being trapped in the void for a period of time. In Thunderbolts, it looks all the more likely that the theories about Spider-Man Brand New Day being a very dark or darker movie than the original trilogy to be, and the film exploring a different perspective on Spider-Man and his vigilantism will be revealed as a fact when the movie releases. The tone, apparently, we're hearing is going to be darker and much different than we've seen, and a more mature like Spider-Man than we've seen, because Tom Holland has been a very young Tony and everything, or Peter and all that. So, but I think a different tone would benefit this movie and the wider MCU timeline. There's also, a lot of advantages to Spider-Man the movie taking a darker turn, with its overall tone and narrative. Outside the connections, to Daredevil Born Again season 2 through the darker tone and the whole intertwined storyline shit.
And Spider-Man, even though that he erased everybody else in the other movie, their memory of him, he still has memories. He's dealing with the death of his Aunt May. Still dealing with that, regardless. So that's his crux.
And the loss of everyone in his life.
Yeah, that too, and Tony still. You know what I mean?
Everyone.
I think when Doomsday comes and he sees Doom and he sees Tony's face, he's going to black out. I mean, he's going to be compromised because Tony's got that face, so Doom may use that to his advantage.
To manipulate him.
Yes,
and take advantage of him. Yes, I see that. I definitely.
And that'd be ill to bring in the symbiote too at that time.
Yes. Well, remember in the comics we get the symbiote in Secret Wars.
Yes.
Where the black suit comes from, Secret Wars. So would be pretty cool if they link that to the Secret Wars movie. If you ask me, I would love to see that happen.
Because isn't Brand New Day coming out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, or is it in between the first? It's in between one of the big movies. Like, one of those two. So
yeah.
Yeah, coming out Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Let me look it up. I don't know. I forget. I don't keep them all in my head. Hold on.
What? No way it's coming out this year. Stop lying.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, it's coming out this year, but
that's so insane.
Yeah.
Where's
Christmas 26. I think it's Christmas.
Is it? Why am I not?
I'm seeing July, so I don't know. It may be Christmas. I don't know. There's I don't know.
Yeah, July 31st. They're saying.
Yeah, then like summer.
So July 31st. So when is Doomsday coming out?
But that's coming out in December, like 18th. That's like 4 days after my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is like wild that the movie that Spider-Man's coming out maybe in July and we don't have anything.
December 18th, Doomsday.
We have like a poster. So that's
okay.
So it'll be Spider-Man in the summer and then Doomsday in the winter.
Okay. So I got it backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not between the two Avengers, it's before Doomsday.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought. I think it was at first, and then they changed it, and I missed that. So that's crazy.
It does seem like that would have made more sense.
Because that's like when I was originally it was like right in between either Secret Wars or between Doomsday. And
it was between Fantastic Four and Doomsday. You're right. It was too big, but it was two big pillars.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, the other releases that we know that are set to debut around the same, overarching period as Spider-Man Brand New Day also seem to have a more somber side to them, right? It's not just Spider-Man having that, or Daredevil, you got the Punisher special presentation is happening too. So it's like the whole street level thing is having this sort of darker tone. And so that said, Avengers Doomsday looks to be a more serious and more high stakes release for obvious reasons, meaning Spider-Man Brand New Day being darker would benefit the next Avengers film and itself by matching its ambiance. So I think it could still keep the heart of what made Spider-Man, work, but still depicting, its hero as like, the sort of plucky underdog who's committed to doing the right thing, even in the worst, situations or whatever. But, because that's what Spider-Man's about. But yeah, I think we're gonna see some Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man. That whole is gonna be a big mixed up like.
That is a lot to juggle. I only hope they can juggle it because history has shown Spider-Man they cannot juggle too much with Spider-Man. So I just really hope that they can juggle all those characters. And
imagine like they're even like Sadie Sink's gonna be playing like potentially Jean Grey.
That's what I'm saying. Like that
so much
even
going on in that.
That makes my head hurt. Like why? Like
yeah. Well, I mean, and then Hulk and Punisher are gonna be in the movie too. Like it's not just a Spider-Man movie.
Never that.
Crazy. I guess people are tired of seeing Spider-Man. Well, he has no family to really bounce off of. Really now, he
had his trilogy.
Yeah, he don't have any crutches anymore. He doesn't have any crutch. He's out there solo dolo.
Oh yeah.
So now,
Swordsman.
I only hope they stick to that for as long as they can. I mean, I feel like with what he's going to be dealing with, they don't really have a choice but to have a darker tone. You can't take what they did in the trilogy and how you like those movies, like you felt bubbly. I feel like watching those films, even with the third one. And I feel like you can't take that and then have Brand New Day and all that he's dealing with and apply the same tone. I just don't think that's gonna work well. So.
Yeah, they can't. But yeah, shout out to Mighty Rax, swordsman actor. Yeah, that actually may happen too. Like, I mean, that would be cool too. But yeah, the actor that what's up? You good? What do you need? Okay, so the actor that plays the swordsman, he said, I did a bunch of action stuff for this next one that's coming out, Daredevil, and man, I got hurt hard. I think I must have cracked a rib or something because 2 weeks or 3 weeks I was in bed. I had bruises all over. It was hard, man. Those guys go hard. The action sequences on those, he said we're right on your face. So it's you jump in there, hit that guy, and he punches you in the face with a tube, and it's like, okay, let's go. And he said, and that's going to come out, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to look really good. But he had a relatively small role in Daredevil season 1, other than a video of the MCU swordsman that was shown on the BB Report. He was mainly presented as a member of the wealthy elite in New York City, instead of getting to showcase his swashbuckling talents like he did in Hawkeye. But the comments indicate that that this is set to change in Daredevil season 2. That he's going to have a bigger role. So yes, that's the idea. That's the thought. And that based on what he said, so it sounds like it. And there's a good chance of him joining the army that Daredevil is building to oppose Fisk as well. Other potential vigilantes, who have a good chance of joining the army include Punisher, obviously Jessica Jones, and so it'll be like that kind of. He's like making up a squad to fight. A squad named Marvel Knights, probably, or you know what I mean. So yeah, maybe not Defenders, maybe Marvel Knights.
Oh,
well, I guess you can't call it Marvel Knights in the show because they wouldn't use the term Marvel.
Yeah,
that's the name of the team. But anyway, shout out to
you're talking about the Ghost Rider in them, right? So
Marvel Knights, with Punisher and Daredevil and Ghost Rider.
It's the sons of
Oh, speaking of Ghost Rider,
it's called something Sons.
Midnight Suns. Yeah, Midnight Suns.
Yes,
it's Midnight Suns.
Yes.
Speaking of Ghost Rider, though, yes, he's supposed to have a big role in this too. Avengers. Yeah, Ghost Rider is gonna be a big
Oh, all right.
They're gonna maybe an end cap. Like he's gonna be like an end cap to the movie. So maybe because he's gonna be in the next phase more, or maybe because there'll be a lot more Midnight Sun stuff after Secret Wars, but they'll be introducing like these Avengers movies. They're basically gonna be killing off characters that we know and love, and introducing new characters that they want us to love. That's gonna be the kind of the point of it.
Yeah.
Out with the old, in with the new, in a way that we can all agree on, and it's not just like, okay, it's over, and it's like, what? Like that's how they fucked up with Endgame. So maybe they're just trying to course correct. Maybe they're trying to fix how maybe they're just trying. They're trying to do it over again. They're trying to do Infinity Endgame over again, and like maybe then now after Endgame, and that's the word, is that after Secret Wars, rather, they're rebooting the MCU. Basically, it's like a new landscape.
Please,
whatever that means.
Reboot.
None of the same actors and shit like that.
Renew. I'm definitely down for that.
Indeed.
None of the older actors. Like I think Wonder Man will be in it. I think Kamala Khan will be in it.
Right. Just like the people that we knew from.
Yes, the original MCU
saga, essentially. Yeah. Definitely down for that.
Yeah, he's definitely working on it. Yeah. Salute to everyone in the panel and tuning in. Peace.
What up, Mighty Rags? Everybody in the chat, definitely what up.
Yes, sir.
But, Marvel got a lot to prove. Got a lot. Now that the DCU is on some, I don't know. We might see some wild stuff happen with the DCU now. And I'm not talking wild stuff as in good stuff either.
Oh yeah. What do you hear? What do you hear?
I mean, we still got to work out the problem of them being bought out by whatever entity.
Yeah.
Well, they said that's not going to affect James Gunn. He said he's already made a deal with them. It's already they already announced like James Gunn and them are still going to continue doing what they're doing with DC. That's what they said. That's what Netflix said.
We'll have to see what that looks like.
Netflix, that's Netflix. We don't know about Paramount. You know what I'm saying? Because that was
whoever it was. Yeah, whoever it was buying it.
So we don't know what's into.
I think it's Netflix though that's buying it.
Yeah,
but Paramount put their bid in as well.
No, they accepted.
They're
Netflix.
rejecting their bid.
Yeah.
No,
they're asking the government to intervene.
Oh my God!
Paramount
really wanted
government, to intervene in that.
Oh boy, why?
Yeah. So it's like it's crazy. So we'll see what happens with that, because if Paramount gets it, I don't know if Gunn got any deals with them. So shit could go haywire that way.
Oof.
Yeah.
I hope I'll get it.
Well, it says all eyes are on Warner Brothers Discovery as Paramount's efforts to acquire the company continue to escalate, and Netflix has switched their offer to buy Warner Brothers in an all-cash bid, with Warner Brothers stockholders set to vote on the transaction by April 2026, with a lawsuit awaiting trial as Paramount seeks to force Warner Brothers to provide more information on their $82.7 billion deal with Netflix. Yep. There's a question of whether the fight will ultimately be moot in the end. That's because the American federal government and integral regulators like the European Union get a say in whether either of those companies can acquire WB or WBD. Which U.S. federal agencies have the power to block mergers? Well, domestically, the federal to FTC, the Department of Justice are the main nations enforcers of federal antitrust laws. In this case, the DOJ is overseeing the merger review for process for Netflix and investigating Paramount's hostile all-cash bid of $30 a share or $108.4 billion for Warner Brothers, set to expire on February 20 unless extended. The DOJ will make a determination on whether Netflix's acquisition of WB will give the company an outsized share of the market to depress competition. They're the number one streamer in the world. This purchase includes HBO and HBO Max, the premier cable destinations for prestige TV and streaming platform that ranks in the top 4. They'd also be taking on WB's film and television studios, which produce content for theatrical release and third-party distributors on broadcast, cable, and streaming. Not to mention they own the legacy company's catalog that stretches back 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why Netflix believes this merger with Warner Brothers will be approved? Netflix's messaging on acquisition has been consistent and has even included a website, NetflixWBtogether.com, where they distill down the benefits of owning Warner Brothers. In short, they're holding that Netflix Warner Brothers would allow for more choice for subscribers, more opportunities for creatives, and more value for stockholders. From their perspective, all this can be achieved without reducing competition in the market. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos spoke to this position during the company's Q45 2025 earnings call when answering this analyst's question about their confidence in the acquisition being approved at the completion of the regulatory process. After explaining that they're working closely with the DOJ and the European Commission and that they're expanding content creation, not collapsing it, Sarandos said, "There's never before been more competition for creators, for consumer attention, for advertising and subscription dollars. The competitive lines around the TV consumption are already blurring. As a number of services put their content on both linear channels and streaming services at the same time." He made reference to the network simulcasting the Super Bowl, Amazon owning MGM, Apple being the Emmy and Oscars race, YouTube outpacing BBC in monthly average audience, and Instagram making its way into the TV arena as well. Mm-hmm. According to Sarandos, the deal strengthens the marketplace and will allow for healthy competition that will benefit consumers and protect and create jobs. This is based on entertainment opinions, with which the co-CEO said Netflix is competing for attention, streaming, broadcast, cable, gaming, social media, and big tech video platforms. However, the DOJ that will define the scope of what competition refers to, and that lens may have a narrow or broad view. If the federal agency moves to block the merger, they'll have to prove their case in a court of law if Netflix doesn't abandon the deal. Paramount is in a different position as well, as Warner Brothers has not entered a deal with the company. But the legacy brand is subject to a similar scrutiny because they intend to acquire it. The importance of Congress weighing it. So basically, Warner Brothers is like making a deal with Netflix, and Paramount's over here being some annoying asshole, like trying to tap. Excuse me.
Yeah. Like,
yo, Warner Brothers is like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, but so, all of that stuff, they ain't
calling the cops.
They ain't say nothing about comic books, media. They ain't talk about regular.
Oh, we ain't got there yet. Yeah.
That shit is
yeah, let's see.
And if that's so.
Oh no, I just feel like I'm probably naive when I say this, but I feel like it just should have never gotten to this point. Like, you literally have so much at your disposal, WB. You have so much IP. How did you? Well, because they're dumb, but like, how did you get to this point? Like, you have to be bought out. That's so crazy, and you own all this IP. Oh God, so foolish.
Yeah,
it's crazy because now I think what happens is, the original legacy owners, they all died off, and it's just shareholders now making decisions, and they have these CEOs that get big giant payouts for these type mergers, so it works on everybody's behalf, the shareholders and the CEOs of WB. And plus, a lot of times everything at the end of the day gets old. If they're not creating new IP, they're relying on old IP, which a lot of times get watered down so much that they're not even valuable IPs. They're just existing. You know what I mean?
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about it, like all the other WB movies that are not superhero movies, how many times they're gonna get watched unless they're real good movies? You know what I'm saying? You still got a lot of catalog that are so okay. You know, I seen it and it was cool, but I don't need to see it anymore. That's a lot of baggage.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, man.
All right. Well, here we go. Netflix confirmed that Warner Brothers Discovery will make no major personnel changes after the Warner Brothers acquisition and purchase is complete. An official statement from the streaming giant revealed that the two businesses will operate independently from one another with the teams that currently run them, listing out a number of jobs that they could have added and the money contributed to the U.S. economy. Netflix hopes to be able to do even more with Warner Brothers in the fold. It says Netflix and Warner Brothers have complementary businesses, which is why we plan to continue operating them independently with the teams that currently run them. We'll also keep growing our long-term investment in original films and series and expanding U.S. production capacity. Over the last 4 years, we've contributed over $125 billion to the U.S. economy and hired more than 140,000 cast and crew members filming across all 50 states. With Warner Brothers, we'll be able to do even more. So basically what they're saying is that we're buying it as an investment to own it and make money off of it. We're not buying it to become the creative control of it. We're Netflix. We do Netflix. We're going to buy Warner Brothers so we can get money off it, but we're still going to let it operate and be Warner Brothers. Like, it's Warner Brothers. We just fucking own it now, and they're going to pay us now instead of whoever owns